We're there.
Can you hear that fan? Can you guys hear the fan, or is it's not too loud? You can't.
I mean, I can, but I didn't until you said something. Now it's in my ear. Thanks, Kenny.
Now I turned it off. It's fine. Yeah, I want it to be good.
Is it
good,
cold
bro.
in Miami still, or did it warm up yet?
Nah, I mean cold depending on what. It's let me look at the I walked outside without a sweater or jacket. It's 70 degrees.
Oh, yeah, that's nothing.
I got to bring up Chad. I want to follow him.
Kenny's a great follow.
Kenny is a fantastic follow.
I'm glad you're back on Twitter, Kenny, too.
Thank you. Thank the God King Elon.
What is Kenny's Twitter handle? Are we promoting it? Because I'll add him right now.
It's in the description below.
Well,
conveniently labeled under the name of Kenny.
Wow, producer Paul, what a great dildo you are. Kenny.
I gotta hit you with this one, Doug. I could have done that.
Yeah, I'm in StreamYard. I'm not in YouTube right now, dude. Anyway.
We'll get it to you.
I didn't want to derail it.
Hi,
everybody.
Got you. So,
I
got some big news.
You got big news?
I'm like 65% sure that I'm engaged to Mouthy Mom. So,
I'm gonna have a new sister-in-law.
Yeah.
We'll tell her the place.
I like her. That's a good choice.
She proposed. I think I accepted. I think it's real. I don't think it's real.
Where does she live?
But, be awesome if
it's
it
actually
was.
up here, and she's in the. She lives here in Ohio. Actually, I've actually met her. She's cool as hell.
I think she moved from Ohio. I could be wrong. But
yeah, she went to like West Virginia or something now.
I did not know that.
What does she do for a living? Out of curiosity, I want to make sure she's good enough for my brother. I want to
She's a hottie with a body, so she meets my requirements.
Okay, well, tell her that if she wants to get on my good side for Christmas and birthday presents, the PlayStation Virtual Reality 2 is coming out in March, so that would really win me over with her. But I'm looking forward to meeting her.
I'm looking forward to the wedding.
Am I
going? What have you been up to, Kenny? Yeah, we haven't talked to you since August. You popped on our anniversary.
Yeah, I've been in the comment, and I've been in the Discord. I love the Discord. We got some great people.
Is your dick in there?
Oh yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want
his was the second dick in there.
I like this guy already.
I don't know if he wants me to say him personally, but somebody in the Discord I'm meeting up with in a few days.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
To compare sizes?
I'll let you know if he wants me to say who he is, because some people, I don't know if he wants me to.
Let's play Guess Who. Does he wear glasses?
We'll do that. I'll ask him, and then we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I'm meeting up with him in a few days. We're gonna have a good time. We got some New Year's Eve shit going on. I'm about to graduate next semester, so I can get a nice big boy job.
You're gonna graduate in May, like the normal time, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I've kind of honestly not a whole lot's been going on with me. I kind of took a break from Liberty Twitter for a while because I felt like it was getting a little too personality based. But I love hanging out with you guys. I love hanging out with you guys. So, but Liberty, I also think I've been kind of going through a different. Because I used to be like a hardcore anarcho-capitalist, and I still think I am. But right now I'm leaning more towards like no labels, just whatever the fuck works.
You're Kenny the God. You're Kenny the God, for fuck's sake. You don't need labels.
That's your label there.
Where the fuck are my books at? Did I just...
Oh, yeah, and I can't call him Mr. 100% anymore, apparently.
Yeah,
not a story. What is it, like 99.9% then? Or?
No, it's not even. It's some other shit. It's like some weird number. Where the fuck are my books? I had my ANCAP. Oh, here they are. I got them. Yeah, here's my books that I'm trying to read. There's this, which is a good book, The Ethics of Anarcho-Capitalism. It's by Christopher A. Borer. This is a good book.
Okay.
The Anarchist Handbook by Michael Malice. This is a good one. This is not anarcho-capitalist related, but it's the New Right, also by him. I lost my fucking State of Anatomy of the State. but that's like a brochure. You can get that for free.
Yeah, those are like I want to start buying those in bulk, and I put a bunch of
Giving them
Steve
out.
Horton's book in those little libraries. So I need to start putting those out in those little libraries.
Oh, I love Scott Horton. I watched Scott Horton fucking demolish Bill Crystal. Evil. Bill Crystal is fucking evil.
I like Horton Hears a Who.
I like that Scott Horton's still dunking on him too. He's like, you made a post about him the other day. He's like, you saw me body Bill Crystal.
Yeah, but
Right back.
but aside from that, not to take too much time, but I've kind of been focusing more on my personal stuff, trying to get in shape. I'm trying to get big.
You got some guns there.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get big. I'm trying to get in good shape. Trying to get focused on the personal things. I think I can do. I still love liberty. I still love freedom of choice. I still love freedom of speech. I think Elon Musk is generally speaking good, but he's not the savior.
Right.
So that's all I gotta say. Like just moving on, doing new shit.
He's right, Paul. Get over it.
And you're
That's what I
becoming
said.
the best
That's what
version
I
of
said.
you. You're becoming the best
Oh,
version
okay.
of you,
Oh.
man.
That's
What matters.
Oh shit, she's grown. She's grown. She's almost fully grown now.
And that's some gray ass pussy.
Mhm. Not the greatest I've seen, if you know what I mean.
No.
I've
seen
been
whiskey.
to some of those dirty strip clubs before, man.
Oh,
You
God.
see some shit.
Oh, man,
I'm
good
sure in
old Jack Shack.
Miami. Oh my God.
See, Paul and I are from Fort Myers, man. You go down to Emerald City to the nice Jack Shacks in the back there. You got to travel half a
Man,
block
have you
down to
guys
the
ever
bar.
been to? Have you guys ever been to Tampa, strip club capital of the world?
Yeah,
Oh,
in
man.
Ybor City, baby. Oh yeah.
Oh, God,
I used to
yeah.
love going there to the.
Yeah, we lived in Fort Myers during like our formative years, and like the big thing was when you turned 18, get your ass up to Broward County and hit the titty bars.
And if you're
Oh,
a
man,
girl, you
yeah.
turned 18, you started to work at the titty bars. Is that the rule?
I actually, my first time ever in a strip club. Two real quick stories. First time ever in a strip club. As soon as my foot entered the door, Phil Collins' "In the Air Tonight" started playing, so I'm forever linked to that song. It will ever be a part of my life. And the second thing is, the first lap dance I ever got was with somebody Doug went to high school with.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's right. I got one from her too, and then I introduced her to a lesbian friend of mine, and my lesbian friend took her home and like fucked her all night, and then told me about it. So it was really-
Hey, whoa!
I miss Florida so much, dude. So much.
Man,
Florida
what
is
a
like
fucking Chad.
We should all tell
I
our
don't-
first strip club stories.
What a
I
Chad.
don't even remember. I've got so many. of them.
I'll tell you that off air because I don't want my school to see this.
That's true. I'll just tell a quick one with mine. It was with Mr. Forrest,
But
mommy.
I'll tell you off air for sure.
But guess who was there that night featuring?
Stormy Daniels.
Yeah,
Jesse Whitmire.
Stormy
Oh,
Daniels. They kept going. Our feature tonight is Stormy Daniels.
Yeah,
You know,
she still does the strip club circuit. Good for
Oh,
her.
yeah.
Forrest
That was
Stormy
a while
watches
ago,
Stormy
but-
Daniels. Forrest just watches Stormy Daniels.
It's
I'm
nice
glad.
to see that every dollar that gets stuffed in her G-string is going to pay off Trump from the lawsuit. And that makes me
Yeah.
happy.
Wash means to like destroy, like you own her.
Poor Michael
Like-
Levinati.
So if you wash someone, that means you own them. You like you know that's what I mean. But yeah,
I don't know.
Michael
Secret
says I was going to
Agent
guess Tony Hinchcliffe.
man.
Jody!
Tony-
That's his. I actually did his strip club announcer voice too. I love his strip
I
club. announcer.
love Tony.
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Hey there. I roast. Ha ha.
Well, it's like, and his style is just so funny. It's like I've said, I fell in love with him over the last couple of months, and I'm like, that is someone who can roast. Those situations are sometimes awkward as fuck. The people are crazy. Like, you never know what's going to happen, and he still is able to roast them, like, and make them happy or like not totally mad. You know, it's such a skill, man. That's show is amazing. I love it.
I like
when he.
with David Lucas. They go when they
Yes!
Yeah, when they roast.
Dude, that's my favorite when he brings the regulars on, and David is the best. Like David, watching
David
him
Lucas?
go from
David Lucas?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck! I was just pulling it up right now. David Lucas.
Watch-
David Lucas is great.
watching that guy go from like the open micer on that show to like having his own YouTube show and like reviewing his sets and stuff. Like he is getting to be like one of the best writers and roasters, dude. He's so
funny. I
good.
love his giggle too when they're roasting. Like, you know, his style when he's giving his stand up, it's a little more like calm and serious. But then when they're roasting back and forth, and he's just giggling.
He was laughing his ass off the entire time.
It's such a happy, it's such a happy show, man. I love it. I'd
He's
love
like
to
an
go
old
sometime.
southern. He's like an old Southern grandma. Yeah, Kill Tony would be a great show to go see.
Did everyone?
Bro,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
I love Joe Rogan, but he sucks as a comedian. He's bad as a comedian.
Well, I'm
Daniel.
gonna have to take umbrage with that. It depends on what special we're talking. There's a couple specials I'll agree with that I don't care for, but he has like 3 special, like Live from the Tabernacle. I thought was really good. Rocky Mountain High I really enjoyed, and the one before Strange Times on Netflix. I can't think of the name of it now, but he did like a whole Bruce Jenner becoming Caitlyn Jenner ending bit that I thought was fucking hilarious. He's got a couple things, but overall, I don't know. I
feel like you got to be high to find this stuff funny.
Yeah, maybe you do, and that's where I fall into that's my wheelhouse. So that makes sense. Although I used to like Doug Benson, and and he is for sure.
I used to like Doug Benson a lot more too, and I don't as much anymore. Is that what you're gonna say?
It's good college age humor. Getting Doug with high or getting Doug.
The movie thing.
Oh yeah, it was great when it first came out and that, but as time went on, as the pandemic happened, like it did with a lot of comedians that I loved, it showed the people in Hollywood. It really showed the comedians that stayed in Hollywood where their allegiances lined, like Patton Oswalt and Doug Benson, who I still think is funny and being himself, but like he's kind of aligned himself to his side. When you read he's got his Twitter now where you can't comment on anything because people were just kind of like being combative. Yeah.
No way, man. That can't. Oh my god.
That's some pussy shit. That's some pussy shit.
Kenny.
Either that or me.
Kenny, what I tell you, I ain't scared of these pussies.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that. Yeah,
they'll block me long before I block them.
Hey, you guys are right. I'm looking at him right now, and it's a lot of his tweets. You can't comment on them.
And you know, some of them.
Funny little thing, but yeah.
Some of them are like genuine, just jokes and observations. But if you go back far enough, like he gets real political and shit. And I think that's where he started limiting comments and shit like that, was because I think people just started kind of coming back at him. But he's a guy who's been living in California his entire life.
It's all these, like, how can you be a comedian and not take criticism? Like, that's like number one thing you gotta like fucking have a thick skin, you know?
Absolutely. You know, it's really funny to speak to what St. Michael just said. Bert Kreischer was on it. This is fucking weird. This is how far back I go with podcasts. I used to listen to them just to get through my work day because I was a delivery truck driver. And I used to listen to Doug Loves Movies religiously. And Bert Kreischer, when he was an up and coming comedian, still doing the Joe Rogan podcast, when it was in Joe Rogan's apartment on his couch, was a guest on Doug Benson and like really offended a UC. I remember it was like legendary. Is Doug used to do the show from UCB theater in LA. And it was a real like, before left and right were really at each other. It was a very pro-left crowd. I mean, that's UCB has always kind of been like that. But Bert Kreischer used to go on Doug Loves Movies, and he made a joke about fat girls to an overweight girl in the audience. And like, it was before you could get canceled, but like Doug Benson like chewed his ass out on the show and shit. I don't know why I brought that. I'm sorry, the weed's hitting me right now.
Doug Benson chewed Bert Kreischer for making the fat girl joke.
That, and there was another thing. There was a thing where there was another. There was 2 incidences. I apologize. There's that one where like he gained disfavor with Doug's crowd, and then there was one other incident, that happened on one of the podcasts. Inadvertently, it was a live show where Bert Kreischer thought it would be funny to bring like 500 cheeseburgers and hand a cheeseburger out to every audience member and didn't ask anybody if he could do it. He just wanted to do it because he thought it would be funny and nice to give somebody something.
Yeah.
And like it became an issue on the podcast on stage. Like Doug Benson like lost his shit over it. It was weird because like I don't know if it was before or after, but they used to be friends because at the end of Doug used to have all these weird offshoot podcasts, like Doug Loves Minis, I think was one of them. And Bert Kreischer used to end the podcast where he'd call into Doug's voicemail and talk about the dream he had the night before. Like Bert Kreischer used to be like a fixture on that show for a while before he was even anybody. And now he's got a fucking movie coming out where Mark Hamill's playing his father.
He performed at Red Rocks this summer too. Like that's huge for comedians. Red Rocks.
Oh, I would have loved to have gone to the South Park Red Rock show.
Bert Kreischer is another guy that's kind of cool when you're a college kid, but he gets Bert. But one thing I like about Bert, the thing about comedians, a lot of them have some sociopathic tendencies. Like stuff like real talk.
Oh yeah,
a lot of them have some like what Mark Maron, what's that guy? Ari Shafir. Some of
Oh, yeah,
those
that
guys
whole crew that hangs out with
Whoa.
Rogan a lot, like Bert and
Yeah,
Ari,
like, some of you
they have
guys are,
a
like-
funny. They're funny together.
they're
though.
like
Or
they're
Shane
funny,
Gillis.
but some of them have like some date rapey type stuff, and some of them just like, man, I'm just like, y'all are kind of weird.
I don't know if
love him.
I could see Ari to an extent with some of the shit he's done, but I think at the core, Ari he drugged him. Oh yeah, he drugged him, and he makes no bones about it. But like, I think at his core, he's a guy who lives in the moment, lives for the joke, does not care about and that's just who he is, you know. But he's also, from what I understand, based on like Shane Gillis and all these other interviews with other comedians who know him, like
I
there's
love
there's
Shane
that
Gillis.
half of-
Love Shane Gillis.
Oh, we did too.
Shane Gillis is the best living, practicing comedian besides Dave Chappelle. If we take Dave Chappelle out of the equation, Shane Gillis is my favorite. And to agree with you, Kenny, I've never really been a fan of Bert Kreischer's comedy.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, yeah, he takes his shirt off and he's a machine, and he failed at
Party's hard.
That's his
Party's
comedy.
hard.
That's his whole special. That's a special.
But I also don't know if I'd call him a comedian more as I'd call him a showman and a storyteller, because he doesn't necessarily do traditional comedy. He just tells stories from his life. Like he literally lives the life of Bluto Blutowski from Animal House just in front of an audience 24 hours a day.
Is that John Belushi's character?
Yes.
Okay. I remember that. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Where were you when fucking Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Yeah, I remember that. And they're just like, let him cook, let him do it.
I like that. Shane Gillis. Do you guys like, I feel like everybody went to high school with someone who looked like Shane Gillis. Would you agree with that?
I feel like anybody who went to high school with me would agree with you.
Yeah, you kind of look
and
like
I went to like an inner city high school, and I still had someone who looked like Shane Gillis.
It's true. That's why I think like Dave Smith is likable a lot too, is because a lot of people like, he just seems like someone you would have went to school with, like a normal guy that was in some crew you were in a crew with. You know what
Dave
I mean?
That dude is handsome.
Dave Smith?
I think
he's skinny, but he's skinny though.
I think
very
Shane
smart. He's very smart.
I think Shane Gillis can appease to a lot of people because he's not left or right, nor does he use politics as like a mainstay of his show. Like there's political shit in his show, but he goes after both sides of the aisle pretty equally.
And he came back from a cancel
fucking hilarious.
I kind of disagree. I think that he's like probably center right, but because of the industry that he's in and because of the trouble he's got in, he has to kind of be like that. But just to get to your point, when you said he's down the middle, him being down the middle to a lot of people on the left is picking a side. So it's like, so I know what you're saying, but
if you're in the middle, you're a far right Nazi.
Elon Musk, who the fuck? Like he's an immigrant. He puts people in space. He's fucking has electric vehicles. Like, come on, like he's a big tech guy. How is he a right winger at all? But he's become right wing because people are crazy.
Elon Musk is more African American than I am.
Elon Musk is. You would think that he was the greatest African American of all time. He's the greatest African American. Sorry, Hex, but he's the greatest African American of all time.
Next to Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King, is that what you're saying?
No, I meant immigrants.
Oh, I got you. I totally
misread the question. Put me on that one. They're gonna get me.
I misread the question.
He's the greatest African American immigrant of all time. Literally,
I put him right after Malcolm X.
Elon Musk will impress me.
Great. Malcolm X was great.
Elon Musk will impress me when he invents a floating car like the Jetson vehicle. When we have flying cars like in Back to the Future 2, I'll be impressed with him. Until then, take your electric car and shove it up your pee hole.
Did you see the Christmas post from Doc, by the way, from the actor? I know. It was a good joke. I just was thinking the next thought. Sorry. But
Christopher Lloyd?
Yeah, he looks good. He's just like an old man, you know.
He looks very healthy.
Yeah.
For his age. There's a comedian
I always liked him, that actor.
That looks exactly. Oh, Christopher. Yeah, I liked him in Taxi Driver. He was the bad guy in Richie Rich with Macaulay Culkin. Not a lot of people remember that. Walter Matthau is Mr. Wilson.
Do you mean not Richie Rich? Dennis the Menace. Dennis the Menace.
Dennis the Menace. I'm sorry. Yes, Dennis the Menace.
Taxi Driver is such a disturbing
I am so fucking high.
It's a good movie.
Which one was disturbing?
Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
I can never.
Oh no, that was I meant.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I meant the you're right. Taxi driver with Robert. I said taxi driver, didn't I? I meant taxi because that's what Christopher Lloyd was in the show Taxi. But you're right. Taxi
I
driver.
was about to say, like, I don't think that's
Hey,
I'm
real
fucked up,
quick.
dude. My bad.
I think Twitter crashed.
Just now.
What happened?
I think like Twitter was taken offline.
Oh,
How's that
it wasn't
possible?
working for me, and I thought it was my service.
Alice was
shit,
having
you're
issues
right.
Alice was having issues logging in.
Oh,
and then
I'll text her the thing.
I was going to pull something up for the show.
It's not working.
And
Holy shit!
my Twitter's
down.
completely down.
Mine
Mine
Is
is
it?
like,
Mine's still up.
and
Mine's still up.
Alice's is too because Alice was trying to come on and she couldn't get the link from the DM, so I just sent
Hold
it to her.
on,
So
I
Alice
just
will
sent her
be
the
joining.
wrong link. Hold on,
I already got it. I already got it. I already got it.
Oh.
I already got it.
Thanks, producer Paul.
Mine is still up.
Harry, I took care of it.
You were
Really? Because my Twitter's working fine. Let me try and tweet some.
mine just says retry. Retry. Is that what yours says? On your
Mine
browser?
says
Mine does
error.
too.
Something
Mine's-
went wrong, but don't fret.
That's what mine.
It's not your fault. We'll try it again. Refresh.
No, that's not.
Log out.
That's concerning. If I ever heard something from Twitter, it's not.
Right when we get back on Twitter, now it's gonna crash completely. Oh well. We're here.
Goddamn
YouTube is
Russians.
still up. Yeah, it was the Russians. It wasn't the FBI at all, or the CIA.
Goddamn Chinese.
Well, when
Those
CNN
TikToks
broadcasts it
raging.
later on tonight, even if it was the FBI, they're going to tell you it's the
Yeah.
Russians.
But not Kenny.
St. Michael's checking the live reports right now. Twitter down is
down.
trending.
Hmm.
St. Michael says it's good for him. Fucking right on. At least somebody's still
So
living the dream.
apparently it depends on what servers you're probably connecting to. Maybe one of the Amazon. Are they on Amazon Web Services?
It wouldn't
Somebody's
surprise
hosting a listing room.
Hmm.
It's working on my phone.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It works on my phone just fine.
That's
I'm
weird.
wondering-
I don't have that. It's not working on my browser on my phone.
Somebody tweeted at. Well, now it's saying tweets aren't loading right now. Hold on. Maybe I think I spoke too soon.
Yeah,
Someone
it's not-
called me a retard.
I'm on the browser and it's
Holy shit.
I don't know.
See, on the browser for me, I got the same thing Paul got. Error, something went wrong,
No,
but
St.
on my
Michael
phone,
says
I just
YouTube.
updated.
Maybe it's happening, guys. Maybe the end of the world is happening, and they're taking everything down now. And this
Oh my
is-
god, we're here
Let's
for
do
it.
it.
Guys, I might
Me and Hex have been fucking storing ammo and guns and water ready to fuck go. Let's do it.
Guys, are you telling me I could quit my job and take the last of my mushrooms right now? Because I'll do it. This will be like, this is
it.
the end where I do all the mescaline and all the molly and all the mushrooms all at once and just get it out of the way.
We're about to relive Red Dawn, the good one, not the shit.
All right, let's just. Well, it'll probably
In fairness,
be
the
fine.
shitty one, the remake of Red Dawn's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I agree it's not as great as the original.
because of Patrick Swayze. I mean, you
Patrick
can't do
Swayze.
better
Oh,
than him.
God. Roadhouse. Who's with us? Who's in the chat with us? I gotta get a move on that.
Alice.
Oh, Alice.
Yeah, I don't know why my camera's not working though.
The
Go
sound
to
sounds good
settings.
though.
Go to camera.
Audio sounds amazing.
Oh, it's because you have the virtual camera going. Just go to
Bless you.
settings, camera,
If you
and
see.
then switch it from virtual
Gesundheit.
camera to whatever else.
I'm not ordained by Jesus. I can't say blessings, but Gesundheit.
Yeah, you have the OBS camera. Click the other camera,
I don't-
like the default camera.
Yeah,
What?
it's virtual camera.
The integrated one?
Yeah.
Wait.
That'd be the one that's integrated into your laptop.
I'll be right back, but Alice sounds really good. I'll say that. Her audio sounds awesome.
I got a phone. And I'll be right back.
Hex is
I
doing
love
work,
his
right?
fucking AV or Avi. It's fucking Shane Gillis dressed up. By the way, you know who does a really good Donald Trump? Jamie Foxx. His Jamie
Yeah.
Foxx fucking fire. If you have a
Jamie
chance
Foxx
to-
is good at a lot of stuff.
Bro, Jamie Foxx is a true Renaissance man. Like I know.
I loved Ray. That
I
movie
didn't know
Ray,
he was
like
that good. Yeah.
he's so talented. Like he graduated Juilliard and all that. Like, or you know, he's a musician on top of everything else. Like,
Alice, can you hear
I
me?
like
those
them as-
people.
Yeah.
Okay, leave here, close out, close OBS, and just come back in, and then try it that way. Just completely close out of OBS.
Hey,
How do I-
Robert.
Well, leave the studio first, and then just go to
Okay.
OBS and then close it.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Or I think
You don't have to bless that. We're not going to bless that behavior.
All right, so what's been going on with you guys? I've talked enough, but what's been new otherwise?
I feel the same way. I feel like I've overtalked my share.
Doug got a tweet liked and commented by Tom Green today, which is pretty cool.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that. I got high. Way too
I would
much.
go look, but it's down, so I can't.
Who's Tom Green again?
That guy in back, he was like that funny guy. He would do ridiculous stuff. The Tom Green show. He would like do really silly stuff.
Oh, I know this guy.
I
remember this guy.
Oh, now Twitter's working for me.
He's a very, he started as Tom Green started as his own public access show in Canada, which got bought by MTV, and then they kind of imported his sensibilities to like an MTV setting, and he did a show for a while that became very successful. He's like pre-Jackass, if I'm not mistaken, or right around the time Jackass first came out, and ended up marrying Drew Barrymore. Had a big career in Hollywood, where he got to make his own movie called Freddie Got Fingered, which led me to the whole him retweeting me. But eventually he left Hollywood, and he wrote a book called Hollywood Causes Cancer that's really good. I recommend everybody read it. He does stand up, but he basically lives a quiet life. He ended up doing like a live David Letterman type show, which was kind of like the Tom Green show was, but he ended up doing it live from his house. He was like one of the first people to kind of do live streaming podcasts, but before it was a thing. And he did it from like his mansion in the Hollywood Hills. And like he ended up leaving for whatever reason, like a lot of people did, I guess. But he's back in Canada, and he's like Paul. He lives in the woods in like a log cabin with his dog. He lives off the land, and he documents it through like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. And he's really fascinating. And there's a show I watch on YouTube by a group called Red Letter Media based out of Milwaukee. And they do a couple different shows, but they're like movie and film nerds and pop culture comedy nerds, and they do a show called Re-View, where they take old movies like In the Mouth of Madness, the Garbage Pail Kids movie, Tremors, like cult classics from childhood, and they rewatch it with like a fresh set of adult eyes. And Freddie Got Fingered, Tom Green's movie that he did, they rewatch it. I just happened to see it on YouTube, and I got sucked into this hour-long video of them rewatching this movie and commenting on shit I never picked up on, because it was never a big popular movie. It was meant to be a gross-out movie, but I was so fascinated by some of the shit that they picked up on that I didn't see myself, that I just kind of like wrote a tweet like, I would love to get Tom Green on our podcast on Saturdays. I'm dying to like just pick apart Red Letter Media's assessment of his movie and see how accurate it is, because they think, and he kind of alluded to it in his retweet, that the movie was made with like MTV thinking like, or whoever gave him the money to make the movie, we'll cash in on this guy's success through MTV and all that, and we'll give him whatever he wants, and we'll give him notes and shit like a studio does. But he completely ignored everything and made what he wanted. And not only did he make what he wanted, he kind of like spit in their face, and he did it all in the movie. So like there's like a scene in the movie where like the camera is following his character, and you just see a guy sitting at a table in a restaurant with a broken hand, like a broken middle finger, and he's wearing like a cast wrist where he's just doing this. So it's almost meta where he's like flipping off the audience, like, you guys paid for this, fuck you. Like it just fascinated the fuck out of me. And I tweeted about him like, I would love to get him on our show. I would love to talk to him, not thinking in a million years he'd even fucking see it or somebody would see it. And within like 30 seconds, he retweeted it, and I don't know. It's just pretty cool. I don't know. That was a long diatribe for nothing. I apologize, everybody. I'm nothing.
Tom,
Absolutely.
do you know what Tom Green is? That like funny guy.
I think I know who that is.
From MTV back in the day.
I think my mom would know him. I think.
Anyways, he retweeted.
Kenny, you're making me feel old as fuck right now, dude.
We are old. Anyways, he retweeted Doug, and maybe they can try and get him on his show. Oh, which I will announce for our shows coming up. The 8th, we have Guy Squiggs, who is on the Twitter files. Guy Squiggs is coming on.
Are you for real?
Yep.
Yeah.
Today?
Now? What?
Right now, this show?
No, not today. I'm just saying I'm just doing some promo, guys. I'm doing some promo.
Oh, okay. So
and then Eric Ebenante is going to come on again to talk about his new documentary.
Let's go.
Monica Perez says she'll come on. And then
I wanted to hear from her for a minute.
And then Legal Man's gonna try and come on too, so that'll be cool. Because I love Legal Man. I found early on during the COVID stuff, and he was just the voice of reason the whole time.
This is gonna be kind of a long shot, but just like you should try to somehow get Rhea Chukchik or whatever the
Libs of TikTok girl.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard one. If you put some, but you've gotten some big people. You got Hotep, Scott Horton. You got some fucking big names. Ken Wesley. You got me. So you got some big motherfuckers. So.
Hell yeah. If you know me, you're important. That's just how it goes. So, let's see. What's everyone had a good Christmas? That was just this past weekend.
Well, y'all know I don't really celebrate it, so it's just
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, why not?
I'm
kidding.
Because you grew up Nation of Islam. Oh.
I know.
I did it. My ex-boyfriend grew up Jehovah's Witness, so it was always fun, like actually celebrating it with him because he didn't grow up celebrating it. You know what I mean? So it was fun.
I went to grade school with a kid whose family was raised Jehovah, and I remember like on Christmas was a big deal as a kid, where you'd have big Christmas parties in class and birthday parties and shit.
And they'd have to go to the library.
He wasn't. Yeah, he had to go sit in a room by himself, and I felt so bad for him. I'm like, God, you poor son of a bitch. Your parents are forcing this horse shit on you, and you could be having fun with the rest.
I remember when I was at elementary school in the 4th grade, there was something like that where we got like these like they basically gave us like bags of candy and chocolate and stuff. And then there's me, the Muslim kid, and then this other kid who is also hilariously Jehovah's Witness. Our bags didn't have anything like related to like Christmas or Santa Claus or whatever on it. Ours had like snowflakes and other random winter. Yeah, that's how kind of goofy it got.
I had to go to the library with them a couple times, like during the earlier sex education. My mom was like, I think 4th grade. She's like, nah, she's going to the library. So I went to the library with them anyways. But what are you gonna do? St. Michael, what's your racist question?
Hey, shout out Secret Asian Man. I recognize him.
I love Secret Asian.
He's in the Discord a lot. He was like in the Discord.
Yeah, I know him. Some of the people look familiar. I follow St. Michael, but I don't remember who he is. But shout out him. Shout out to St. Michael. Shout out
Kamikaze.
Everybody in the chat. But I'm trying to remember the people because I haven't been on fucking Twitter for so long. I forget names.
Yeah, you just pop up and post like a song or something. You're not like getting involved. You know, you're not.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get too involved in Liberty Twitter. I'm actually like I'm in a weird space where I'm in like Liberty Twitter, hip hop Twitter, like fuck like the system Twitter. I'm like in many different like I'm in Lions Twitter, so I'm just sucking all these fucking Twitters. Like it's just like
you do your own circle. You're not like part of the clique. You have your own people that you hang out with.
No, because remember my old ones, I was heavy into Liberty Twitter, and I had a lot. I had like 2,000 followers at one point. I had a lot of followers, but then these fucking assholes came and stole it from me. But
oh my God, St. Michael.
Oh. Yes.
I regret saying shout out to you now. I'm just kidding.
So entertaining.
I'm actually a bit of both, actually.
St. Michael's a good dude.
We're gonna call Kenny the Prince of Persia. That's a great game that needs to be remade.
Oh man, that was better than Assassin's Creed. Well, it was close to like
I agree.
Assassin's Creed. Yeah, it was like that.
I gotta let Dog out. Can you guys hold the fort down real quick?
Yeah.
Paul's helping Alice. All right, I'll be right back.
It'll be a sausage fest, but we'll be all right.
That's okay. I'm used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed was like, I didn't care for the physics of it. I never got into it past the first 2 games. But I did like Prince. I remember loving Prince of Persia on the GameCube when it came out.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. What do you play now? Do you play games still? Either of you guys? I never really talked to you, Hex, about video games. Do either of you guys play video games?
Yeah, I played
not as much as I used to, but I still like.
Yeah, me too. Like when you're a fucking master's student, you don't really you don't have time to do as much because I'm trying to do. But I'm kind of basic. I play GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption. I play Call of Duty. I play, but an old school game that maybe you might know is KOTOR. Knights of the Old
Republic. I fucking love KOTOR, dude. Holy shit!
I've been playing. I got both of them on Steam, and I just ported it over to my TV, so I'll just play it on that.
For the
So,
second,
Nice.
for the second
What's
one, for the second KOTOR game, get the restored content mod.
yeah, I got to figure out how to do all that because I'm just I'm used to playing on the console, so you can't do that. But I'm trying to get.
There are guides out there, so yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. I'm reasonably good with computers, so it'll be good. But KOTOR is pretty cool. But KOTOR was a great game.
I've never been good with PC gaming. I'm a console gamer myself. I've tried PC gaming like in the 90s. What's that?
I started off console, but now I'm on PC.
I started playing games on PC like during the days of like Hexen and Seventh Guest and shit like that, like the 90s, the mid to early 90s when like Lucasfilm or LucasArts did like I can't even think. I know Day of the Tentacle. I can't think of the franchise it was based. I played like those kind of like side scroller animated games, and then I got into consoles. And now like PlayStation is.
Hey, Marge is here. Hey, Marge.
Oh my God, I love Large Marge. I mean, I don't know this Large Marge, but I love Large Marge from Pee Wee's Big Adventure. So I love her.
What the fuck,
dude? I literally have a T-shirt. I literally have a Pee Wee Herman T-shirt from that movie. I love
that was funny.
Hey, Large Marge.
Man,
I love that. That
funny.
scene was intense in that movie. That was this kind of scary scene for a child.
Hey, speaking
that
of
is
Pee Wee, I was watching Blow. Hey, Marge, how are you doing? Good to see you. I was watching Blow, and Pee Wee is in that movie.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in
Paul
it.
Rubens.
Yeah, he's the
He's
like
also-
hairdresser that.
He's
goes-
not gay in real life, is he? Is he gay in real life?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Okay,
He's-
that makes because I was about to say he's a great actor if he was playing a gay guy, but yeah,
It's
but
funny.
yeah.
I didn't find out he was gay until last year. Like I was like you, I didn't understand.
I'm finding out right now.
I started following him on Instagram, and yeah, like he's been gay his entire life, and it's wild to like. It doesn't really matter to me either way.
Yeah, me
but it's
neither.
just
I don't
funny.
care.
No, it
Interesting,
matters. Well, it matters because then you're like, well, maybe if we get drunk together, something could happen.
Yeah, but there's
That only
nothing worse
works
than
one way. That only works the other way, Mark.
dude.
Jet.
As long as I can ask him questions, as long as I can ask him questions about Jimmy Smits and that entire scene from Pee Wee's Big Adventure about ripping the tag off the mattress, I'll let him blow me. I don't care. Like I forgave him for jerking off in the Sarasota movie theater. I'll forgive him for blowing me as long as he answers my questions.
Florida?
Because
Because
Florida.
We got some Florida men in here. What is with Florida? I've been a Florida man a couple times back when I was
Hell yeah,
drinking.
kamikaze.
I mean, we're not Florida men, and we weren't born in Florida. We just went to high school there.
I
Oh, that
claim
doesn't mean
Florida
shit.
is my
If you
home.
spend any time in Florida, you're a Florida man.
Fucking A, man.
There are
I went to
there are
Orlando
people-
for vacation once when I was a kid. Does that count?
Is she
You
getting
never
working,
heard
Paul?
I think she had a firmware update that needed to be updated.
Oh,
I'm
'cause it's all
hoping that
new
was the
shit.
issue. Yeah, because it's all new shit. I'm hoping that's it. She ran the update. She's restarting right now. Hopefully it'll work when she comes back. If not, we'll troubleshoot a little more.
Her
She's
audio
not
sounded
on
really
phone.
good.
Yeah, she got a new laptop.
She's got a new laptop. She got new lights. She got a new headset.
Pee Wee's a predator?
I'm actually the one who picked out the laptop.
Is Pee Wee a predator?
Not
Well,
that
he
I'm
got
aware of.
he got a public. Anytime you get a public sexual thing, you get put on like
Oh.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So-
long as
Yeah,
you
like-
don't fuck with, so long as you don't do anything with kids, I don't.
Because even if you have
Yeah.
like sex in the car and they want to be an asshole, they can hit you with that, and then you're on the fucking list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
I forgot he got that for jerking off in public. That's why they slapped it on him. And that was like in the 90s, like when Dahmer got busted for eating people. So you got to think like we were still living under like the rule of God, the fear of
Yeah,
God.
now
and
they're
shit
like, it's okay if certain drag queens want to jack off or act sexy in front of kids. That's fine nowadays.
Bro, that's so man. I hate that. I don't even have kids, but that.
It's gone too far. Degenerates like me have been like, what the fuck? And I
You're
know
not even a degenerate. You're just fun. There's a difference.
Oh,
Like an
thank
actual
you.
degenerate is like
right. Yeah, I'm obviously in control of my life.
you're just
I'm
fun.
not
You're not a
terrible person.
degenerate.
But like I've always loved drag, going to drag shows and shit. And like I have friends in that world and they're like, it's just fucked how people gotta keep pushing it too far and it's fucked. And it's all because of a cycle of abuse has been normalized for so long that now these people are like, because these dudes may have had someone dress them up as kids and kind of introduce sexual shit to them in the home. You know what I mean? Like grandma or grandpa or whatever, some weird shit. And so it's like, they should know better. Obviously, everyone should know better. Being abused is never an excuse to re-abuse, but
Or Kelly.
Yeah. A lot of it, man. It's
I
all fucked.
believe I can fly.
There's
I believe I
so
can
many
touch the sky.
documentaries. And it's all family shit. And like actually where I am here at this forest house, there was this facility right by where I grew up where like troubled children who had sexual assault charges already, even as young as 6 years old, were going to this facility and stuff. And I actually know someone who used to work there, funny enough. So it's just crazy. And that, you know, a 6-year-old, that's going to happen at home. You know, something happened to them to make them act out for the most part. Right? So, like,
Hey, pull up what Kamikaze just posted.
oh, I can touch.
I
the sky.
believe I can touch the sky.
Think
I wish I
about
could have
it
the
every
power to do
night and day. Oops, did my computer screw up?
It was me.
I believe I can fly.
Do I know him? He looks familiar. The name looks familiar.
He's on Twitter, so follow him.
Yeah, it just sucks. Like I recognize some of the screen names sometimes, but it's just like unless I really knew you, like Marge, or if I really knew you, like Hex or something, I'm not gonna remember you. But I vaguely remember the name.
And folks, to add on to this, I've thought about this a lot because I've tested my boundaries plenty of times and I've never gone too far, but I've seen people go too far. So I also understand why people can't even touch the boundary because they know they might go too far. So like, yeah, there's humans are just, you know, they are what they are. Because I've seen people go too far, even if it's all adults and shit, but I've seen people go too far and push people too far. So I'm like, of course, all these motherfucking elites and shit into drug, you know, it's like they have to go further and further and further. I don't. Mommy knows I have great boundaries. So I just post a lot of nudie pictures online and stuff.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. Thank God the internet came around for like what would I have done in the 80s? I guess I'd just have a ton of Polaroids of me naked and shit. Like you know.
That would have been the 90s too.
Yeah. I do have some pictures of me on one of those really skinny cameras I remember I took.
Can you imagine being like a freak in like the 30s?
You had to want it. It was a lot of work.
God, like what would you even do? And if you weren't hot, it would even be even worse. Like imagine being like a mid or below average freak in the 30s. Good Lord.
What was the dude from Hogan's Heroes? He was like a big out there freak. 35 millimeter camera sex parties and whatnot.
Yeah, man.
Sex
like,
parties been going on for a long time. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Tale as old as time, my friend.
And sometimes they can be just fine, and sometimes people aren't just fine. So that's what it is.
Yeah, the Romans used to have sex parties. You know, the Greeks.
And then the Romans, they all like they all made kids normalized. They normalized like getting with kids as shit by the end.
Yeah,
of
and that's why their society fell apart. Yeah, you're right.
I was gonna say, and that's the thing people got to realize. Like this has happened over and over in history. It's not like degenerate was just created, you know, today with the internet. It's just life is accelerated with the internet. So we're gonna see the rise and fall of societies very quickly with instant communication. And I don't know if religion will be what sets everybody morally correct again, but something's going to have to, at some point, something's going to have to give. Because androgynous society is going to collapse. Here's what I've never understood about it.
It's no longer stories. Now somebody literally needs to come back from the dead to get people to believe. That's literally what needs to happen. And the reality is that's probably not going to happen. But I agree with you. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, here's my feeling on it. Money rules everything, and you have to follow everything to its you have to follow everything to its logical end. And if you have an androgynous society that's not matching the reproduction rates, which I've never understood why people argue this, because eventually these people with these ideologies who want to kill babies and want an androgynous gay society, eventually they're just going to be bred out of existence, and we're going to start the whole cycle all over again. It just, you know, it sucks if you're conservative living in that time, but that's the actual fact of the value. Eventually,
I still
some
have
point.
Eggs. If anyone wants to buy an egg off of me, no guarantee.
Like duck eggs. Duck eggs. I love duck eggs.
Yeah, duck eggs.
Are you like a farmer? I didn't know you live in Cali. I don't know. You might be a farmer. I love fresh eggs. Absolutely. If you're talking about your bodily eggs, I got to fertilize
That's what I was
in person.
about.
I need to fertilize in person.
No, you're right, Paul. It is weird to like they're just going to breed themselves out of existence. And I'm even someone who's not having kids, but I can still say like there's a good reason for good traditional conservative people to be having more kids, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
well, and here's the thing. Right now, we're in a time, we're living in a time of abundance where there's so much to go around. So the people who have the money realize, okay, we're overpopulated. We are literally consuming everything we can. So this is the time where you want all your elites and your big companies to push an agenda that's going to reduce the population. So you get the population low enough to where you can start the consumer process and building and manufacturing all over again and rebuild. I mean, this is the flows of society. If you look back in history, it's always been there. It's just accelerated because we have instant communication. That's all.
what were you saying? Do you remember? No, it's true. It's
Good job, Paul.
I mean, if companies are saying we're going to fire you for not getting a shot and we'll pay for you to go get an abortion, which it's easy to not even fucking need an abortion.
Degeneracy and fuckery is just like becoming. I don't know. Like I agree with what Paul was saying. Paul was saying some really good stuff. What he was saying about religion kind of setting people like now. Like
people need that shit. Like there are people who just need religion.
When I was thinking about, because you have to design society based on how an NPC acts, not how the smart person acts. Right. You have to design, like for example, shit like I don't know, like don't jump off a guardrail. A smart person knows not to do that, but a dummy may need that. So I think one of our biggest mistakes is assuming that the average person is intelligent. The average person is average, and average is pretty bad. So I think that's kind of what Paul was talking about when he was saying religion.
And the powers that be have them under control. They have the NPCs under control, while the smart people don't have them under control.
Like we saw this with the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire literally invited barbarians who they conquered into Italy. They overthrew the country because they had resentment. And that's what happened in a lot of colonial societies. They're inviting the people they conquered and killed into in large numbers, and we're seeing riots and fucking all these problems. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just like stupid, and we don't even know what to define shit is now. Like it's just like I don't know. Like exactly. I was thinking about this. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say St. Michael just made a comment, and like too many people made the government their religion. So of course the government and the elites are gonna be fucking crazy about that shit.
Yep.
You know?
Secular religion. Yep.
Yep.
And you know me, I'm not a big religious person or big into like supernatural things, but I do understand the order.
Oh, and I do. Like, I'm atheist as fuck, and I believe in demons and Satan still. Like in a way, like
I used to be an atheist, but I think I told you about this, Jess. I told you about that.
Yeah, I know what you got going, and I'm the same way though, where I'm like, I'm not an asshole atheist. I never tell anyone what to believe, not to believe. Like I don't. I believe people believe what they believe. Okay. I believe people believe what they want to believe, and if it makes them a better person, then great.
I was gonna say, can you put up Marge's comment?
Which one?
Paul just left. Marge.
The warning label. I can do it. It's my fucking StreamYard. Paul's just.
You fucking man. Down with the patriarchy.
Paul just works for me. Yeah, we should. Too many dumb people have been surviving. That's the problem. So at this point, it's kind of like if they're all going to be getting abortions and shit, like, okay, What are you saying, Doug?
They removed themselves from the gene pool with the vaccine. So
yeah, that too. What are you gonna say, Doug? Do you remember?
No, there's a guy I used to be friends with when I lived in Florida, like back in my mid to early 20s. We're going like 15, 20 years back. And he still to this day, but when I knew him, he was in a band. He was a drummer for a band. He was also like Hex. He was a producer. He'd make beats. His passion was in trip hop and shit like that. And when I started hanging out with him, I wanted to make comedy. I just wanted to do comedy. And my idea was I wanted to do like sketch albums like Adam Sandler did and Cheech and Chong and shit. So he helped me like in his own home studio, like record this really awful hour-long comedy sketch album that I wrote where he did sound effects and shit like that for the album. And he became a good friend. Like we went and saw Henry Rollins live do spoken word and shit. And we were into the same music. And he ended up moving to a state that I'm not going to mention because he actually is known by a lot of people. And I don't want to give it away because I don't want to trash the guy. It's not my goal. But when he moved to where he moved to, he moved with his band, and they ended up like having a lot of shit happen for him. Like they had songs that were on like Xbox games and shit like that. And for whatever reason, they stopped and split apart, and he just started becoming like a teacher and producer. And over the last 3 to 4 years, I ended up like, I was following him for a while, and then the pandemic happened. And I think maybe a year into the pandemic, I ended up like muting him and then unfollowing him altogether, because he became like really insufferable with the stuff that he was talking about when it came to like not just Trump, but just like the right in general. Like there was no wiggle room, there was no conversation. These people need to be stopped. And I just got tired of hearing that shit, because I hear that from
Just
other
a little
people.
bit ago, Buxom. Sorry, keep going down.
No, it's all good. And for whatever reason, this week YouTube put the algorithm put a bunch of his videos in my feed, so I got to like see what he's up to inadvertently. And like the video that introduced me was like him doing a tutorial on how to do something. Again, a musical, like teaching a musical instrument. And he's wearing a shirt that just says, it's like the Super Smash Brothers logo, but it says "Smash, sup, bro? Let's smash the patriarchy." I don't know why I told that story. I'm terrible with this. I start telling lengthy stories and I forget why the fuck I'm telling them in the beginning with, because we talked about smash the patriarchy. I said something
You
about
have good intonation though with your stories.
You're a good storyteller. We just got to learn how to keep it together. And
exactly.
Like where
I forget where I'm going with it.
Just unfortunately, a lot of artsy people end up being like,
at least they're not monotone. Like I know some people who fucking talk and they're monotone as fuck. So you know, at least I've seen worse.
I don't like Phoebe's.
Phobes.
Who's Phoebe's?
Phobes. Phoebes.
I call him Is it Phoebe's or Phobes?
It's a he or a her.
It's a he, and he's been Twitter banned permanently. You still haven't gotten his back.
You know who else who still haven't gotten their accounts back?
Who?
Us.
Yes.
I knew you were
still on.
Yeah, we are. Mine's still working good, and I'm kind of pushing the limit a little bit, but oh well. Phobia. So okay. Yeah, even I've had this one news guy blocked, and he still like put me in a picture that he posted a picture of me. So I think I had to block his show too, but like they notice me, like they hate me so much on Twitter, and I'm like, I love it. I'm so thankful. I love being a little thorn in all these motherfuckers' side for what they did to us. Sorry, go on.
I'm just amazed that I've never been banned. I'm amazed that everybody I know and love has been banned, and they don't pass the shit. They don't post the pass. They don't post the shit that I post, and I post like shit that you would expect to be banned for. I just don't give a fuck, and I've never been banned. And you guys got banned for political bullshit. It's insane to me.
I got banned for telling someone to blow me.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. My bad.
And
man.
he had multiple accounts. That guy was psycho, man. After that last email,
because I'm high.
He was psycho.
Hey, Paul, not Paul. Doug, do you see what they're saying in the chat?
Yeah, I'm fucking following this shit. Pieces of shits. I don't know. Wait. Phobia. That makes sense. Phobia is always taken. So my secondary is phobes. LOL.
Hey,
I know Mike Oxlong. I know him.
You've probably been on with him.
In the Discord. Yeah, I know him.
And in the Discord.
Oh, Mike's with us?
Yep.
He just showed up.
I don't see it. Oh, okay. I was gonna say I didn't see him in the thing.
Yes, Buxom, that guy reported him for saying it, and then like found him again and reported him again. It was all fucking sorry.
And then took
it was a huge thing.
That I wrote.
Oh yeah, he put a screenshot of it like in his fucking header, all weird. That's like creepy, you know.
He wrote that 9-tweet thread about me. Oh my god, I broke that fucking dude so bad.
It became a thing, dude. People started coming to your defense and her defense.
Oh, yeah, everybody saw it and was
wild.
just like, what the fuck's up with this dude? And he was creepy because then I found out, like, on his Instagram, he's like, if you need an abortion, you can stay in my house in Nashville. And I'm like, okay, no normal dude. That's like such a creepy predator thing to do, you know? Ugh.
I think I negatively reviewed his albums when Hex got banned like the second time for his bullshit. Remember he sent like that email to you, and I think I ended up writing like all of these like horseshit reviews. Like I just listened to, I think I wrote an iTunes review for his album or his EP, and I'm like, this album was very derivative, so much so that I'm contemplating slitting my wrists right now. 1 star.
Yes.
Did he reach out for help? Because he's like a crisis counselor or whatever. So did he reach out to tell you he could help you?
He was going to let me bleed out in the bathtub.
He would too, because you're a man. He's like, no, I'm only trying to, like, the things
Only
he
on
was
the
saying
outside.
to me, I could tell like he was trying to get in my head and like do stuff, and I was like, no. Like, I know what you're doing, buddy. No,
That's why I
no.
finally I put on the header of my profile, like, if you take me seriously, that's on you. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm going to post what I want to post. You want an argument? I'm going to ignore you. I'm going to post and ghost you. If you want to have fun, that's cool, but I don't give a fuck anymore, man. And that's still amazing to me that I have not been banned, because I post some fucking vile shit.
That's true, Mike Oxlong. What was that old movie? Ordinary People? Or do you know? That's an old movie.
Ordinary People. Let me look it up. I know the name, but
It's
I can't
got that
remember
one guy, he's a dad, and the kid who kills himself. I love that actor, that kid in that movie. He's so cute too, and it's so old. I think it's Ordinary People. But
I'm looking at it right now, Velma.
It's old.
Oh, Donald Sutherland,
That's
Timothy
it.
Hutton.
Yes, Timothy Hutton, so
Judd Hirsch.
cute and young in it.
Dude, there's a ton of people in here. Fucking Frederick Len, Emmett Walsh. Dude, there's people I know, people I love. No, and I'm gonna watch it now that I.
It's good. It's good. It's really good. Ordinary People. Everyone should watch it if you haven't seen it.
Tormented by guilt following the death of his older brother, Buck, in a sailing accident, alienated teenager Conrad Jarrett attempts suicide. Returning home following an extended stay in a psychiatric hospital, Conrad tries to deal with his mental anguish and also reconnect with his mother. I miss, this is a horrible thing to say, but the world we live in, we fucking need it. But I miss psychiatric hospitals and mental institutions. And I miss movies like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and shit like this.
Oh,
but
shit.
more than anything,
perfect segue. This is my fucking job. This is my
Are you a nurse? Male nurse?
No, psychology. No. When are you going to graduate with? Are you getting your master's?
That's not where I was. That's not where I was going.
You can be my nurse. You can play nurse, Kenny, if you want to play nurse.
That's not where I was going with it. That's not where I was going. When I lived in Florida, I dated a Puerto Rican girl when I lived in Florida, who was, as long as I knew her, was a nurse in I don't want to say a mental ward, but like a psychiatric hospital where, like, if you Baker acted yourself, you ended up there in like a rubber room and shit like that. And she would tell me the craziest fucking stories about working there.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead. I got some stories of my own, but
yeah.
Oh no, I none of them are coming to mind. That was the reason why I said it. I wasn't saying like you look like a male nurse. That was my frame of references. She always wore scrubs, so I just attribute scrubs to nurse, and my bad.
Everyone go to scrubjoy.com, use FM10. If you're a new person, go to scrubjoy.com and buy some scrubs. Use FM10 at checkout. Thank you. That was a great segue.
I can't wait till you get my pillow I can't wait till you get my pillow as or my slippers and my pillow as the fucking sponsor. I had no idea.
Are you getting your master's, Kenny? Or you?
Yeah.
So master's in psychology.
Yeah. Counseling, mental health counseling.
That's mental health counseling. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. Then I gotta do a. Then I've got to do a my little
internship.
Yeah, I gotta do that, but I can still see people and but I'm glad that Doug brought that up, because that's a great thing to because I always said the system fucking sucks. The system has this halfway shit where they'll Baker Act you and put you in the hospital, but then you have to pay for your own. You know what I mean? It's not. They gotta pick one. Either you're all on your own, or you're. You know, you gotta pick. Like, what they're doing now is just completely bullshit. So,
or they're turning them trans too.
Yeah. So not to take too much, because this is kind of boring for most other people, but
disagree.
We're all crazy. We like touching.
We're the ones in this conversation.
That's why you got this, is because you're crazy too. That's why you're going down this field. Come on, man, you gotta admit it. So, helps understand yourself too. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but just like so many people, it seems like the majority of the population is harmed by some type of trauma, mental illness, diagnosed with mental illness, or addiction. They're all related. So this is something that affects most of society. And honestly, having this is where strong institutions come into play other than the government. Like, you need to have those mental health hospitals. You need to have competition, because there's no sense of competition in any of this. They're just like, they just send you to the state hospital. They closed all the other hospitals. They closed all of them. So if you had a robust system of state hospitals, private hospitals, if you had a robust system of all those things, it'd be much better.
And stronger
Wait, but-
communities, and stronger
agree.
communities where people
Yes,
were to
exact-
be in
that's
people's
exactly-
lives more, not. Yeah,
That's exactly it. Yeah.
You're catching people before they fall through the cracks when you have a strong
Yeah.
community, and that's why like.
Mhm.
As much as like it can go the wrong way at churches and shit like that, but those are communities, and that's what people
Yep.
need. We need that community of like, hey, this person's struggling, you know, or like especially kids. When you raise kids, you're like, you're gonna go work on this person's farm and learn a thing or two. Like that's such great, you know. There's like that's why communities are great. So, in my opinion, and I'm not even like, yeah,
Twitter
I'm the atheist, and I've been defending churches like crazy for the last 3 years because it's sad to me because I get why people left church. I get it.
What
You know,
not to just what makes you not like
hey, anarchy farms.
what makes you not believe in God?
I just don't believe it. I just can't like, and I grew up trying because I grew up that way and stuff. But like, it's not when I'm at the top of a mountain and I see a beautiful thing and I have that feeling. It's just not attributed to God. It's like attributed to something else. You know,
What
like,
is that though? What is
a
the
spiritual? It is a spiritual thing, but it's not like God in the religious way. Like I don't know how to explain it, but nature.
What do you
Maybe
believe?
it's like I just see nature as God or something. I don't know.
Do you think that has more to do with your conception of God as opposed to because it sounds like we're talking about the same thing and just different.
That's why I'm fine with religious people because I feel like we all are experiencing the same thing. We're just putting we're putting our explanations to it, you know, our own explanations to it, whatever makes sense to us, whatever's, I don't know how to explain it.
I don't know what Kenny believes. I know what you believe. I know what Hex believes. I think I'm more with you, but I think for me, like, I don't think I've ever felt the presence of God. That'd be my explanation. And I wouldn't say that I'm an atheist. I think we come from something. I think with the fact that we know that there are planetary systems, and solar systems millions of light years away from us, that we can see them through specialized telescopes, tells me that there's something greater going on than just us playing on a fucking phone, which is what I seem to be doing and getting high all the time. And we
can be greater too. Like we can be our greatest selves. And if you need like God to kind of teach you how to do that, or like a religion to teach you how to do that, unfortunately, the government teaching people how to do that is what's wrong with the world, right? But like we all like just want to be our greatest spiritual. We all want to be that spot. I feel like even everybody wants to be in that good spot, you know. And I don't know. Sorry, I'm high. I'm everything right now. So.
We are, so am I. But I think the Bible, I think the Quran, I think any religious text, any religion itself, I think at its core is really just a guide to live a decent life, to be a good person. It comes from a good place.
It comes from a good place.
Generally. And the reality is there are bad people who misinterpret it. And then the Book of Eli is a perfect example where Gary Oldman realizes that book is a weapon. It's a tool. It can be used there's going to be people like that throughout, you know. Holy shit, Alice, you look amazing. I mean, you always look amazing, but goddamn, now I can't.
Now you look amazing in 1080p.
let me full size my screen just in case cleavage comes up so I can see it clearly. Oh, wow.
Man, Paul, I thought you were wild.
Thank you, brother.
Anytime.
It does look good. That looks great, Alice. Congratulations on the new setup.
Do you want to tell them?
No, you tell them.
Why would you say that, Paul? I want to know what happened.
First question I asked, is there a button on your computer that turns the camera on and off? No, we don't see it.
No.
Is there anything blocking or obstructing the lens of the camera? No. We then went through, updated all the drivers, gave her all the Windows updates, deleted the drivers, reinstalled the drivers, started everything up. And I'm like, Alice, are you sure there's not a button? And here's what I get. I get this, and then I see this. And I go,
there was a tap on it?
She goes, there was a button.
I remember that. I remember you saying that, Paul. I remember that.
That's hilarious.
Not that like the button. Never mind. I'm not even going to try and defend it.
So I explained to her that button is designed for when you're on a multi-call like this and you can't wait to jerk off, you press the button to jerk off, and then you press the button to come back,
What?
so nobody sees you jerk off. Like Jeffrey Tupin.
I don't know about that. Oh, I just let it go. But you do look good. Like the camera looks amazing. Your audio sounds amazing. This is awesome. You look awesome.
Thank you.
And you're not even using the OBS mic software that we did, right? Like you're just using that's just your regular mic the way it is, right?
Yeah.
Doug's
So-
like, button? Is that what it?
So everything's working. We're all here. I'm gonna grab another beer.
I'm gonna grab my last tall boy. This is a sad, sad day because it's the last one. Oh well. Sorry, Hex. Go
Just
for it.
get some Uber Eats. They can deliver you a beer.
Yeah, I live in the middle of nowhere in Upper Michigan, brother. I'm not in Florida anymore.
Oh, you're a Youper? You're a
I'm
fucking
a Youper.
Kenny, the population
Are you
of
a
Dougstown
Packers-
is
hold on,
measured in
no.
hundreds.
Are you a Packers fan?
Kenny, I hate to break your heart. I'm not a football fan, period.
Okay,
I like
that's-
going to games,
That's
but I don't
fine,
understand
but
football.
If you were going to be a Packers fan, we'd have to fight.
This guy above me, that's a different story, I think. I don't know.
I mean,
Is
I'm a
he
Packers fan, but I haven't watched
fan?
football. I'm a Packers fan, but I haven't watched football in years.
Oh,
In fairness,
man.
Kenny, I don't associate like teams and stuff because I don't understand the sport. But when we were kids growing up, our dad had season tickets to the Packers.
Yeah,
And
guys.
I never
Wait,
really
not to
gave a
get-
shit.
Not to get
Go
too
ahead.
personal, but are you guys from Ohio? Or you seems like you guys are from everywhere.
No, Paul and I were born in Upper Michigan, where we live now is where we were born at. And then around 96, we moved to Florida. And I don't remember how long Paul was there, but I was like there for about 22 years, I think, maybe between 22 and 24. I got to do the math and I'm fucked up. And then we moved back. 9 years for you. Paul moved back. Paul joined the Navy and he moved all around. And then I moved up here in 2017 and I've been here since then. But, again, I don't know why what was the question? Sorry, Alice, welcome. Start talking. I'm fucked up.
Uber Eats.
Oh yeah, sorry, Uber Eats, Uper, Packer. I'm back on track. But yeah, our dad had season tickets to the Packers. And as much as I didn't give a shit about football or the teams in that, I got to say, going to a live Packer game,
I bet
you
it's
really
funny.
can't beat it.
Live games are
It's a
fun. Live
lot.
sports games. are
Secret
fun.
Asian man, my team is the Detroit Lions. Detroit
Ooh.
Lions.
Wait. You trying to give us shit about being Packer fans, but you're a Lions fan?
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
my good childhood friend who lives up here is a Lions fan. There's a lot of Lions fans and a lot of Bears fans
The Bears.
amongst
The
the
Bears.
Bears.
Hey, Kenny, what's this?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
What is this, Kenny? This is a Lions. This is a Lions player showing off their Super Bowl rings.
Oh,
We
there's
have
none.
five. We have 5 NFL championships.
Are they worse
We have-
than the Browns?
We have 13. We have 13, Kenny.
Oh, stop! We have 5 or 6 NFL championships.
Aren't the Browns? But the Browns in Cleveland, which our other guests are from, they have never won, right? Or have they?
One of the worst
They were-
football teams.
Not a Super Bowl, a championship.
Yeah, pre like 1967.
Never been to a Super Bowl. Same in Detroit.
Like 100 years ago.
Oh, you can hear Adam from the next room over. By the way, tell him I will blame the beer. I don't know what he's talking about.
What was I gonna say? Oh, whenever I watch Terribly Tactical, him and Scales remind me of the Bears. They just remind me of like that. You know what I mean? Like they just have
I
that vibe.
love watching Terribly Tactical's videos, like where he's just shooting off all these different guns, giving all these reviews, and I'm like, this motherfucker is making this happen in Illinois. Like respect.
What a life! What a
Illinois.
life, man. Too.
Hey,
Illinois
you brought him,
fucking. Man, fuck Illinois.
Yeah.
bringing up
Yeah,
people
I
that,
agree.
that have friends of the show and that people we know. Has anybody heard from Armed Ape? I haven't heard anything from him in a little while.
He's been busy.
He's been radio
really
silent.
busy, but he did say something on one of my posts on Twitter. He's just been really busy through this time. And then he said
Okay.
he'll come on. Oh, he's gonna come on to a show too in January.
Yeah, we got
Paul,
some
while
big
you were
announcements
gone,
while I was gone.
did you hear? I announced like some. I'll do it again because promo. This is promo time.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's
Um,
go through the list of who we got coming on.
So the first time we come back for golden showers, it'll be Guy Squiggs, Twitter file famous Guy Squiggs, and then and I'll throw the invite out to Claire. I don't think that person will come on, but we'll see. And then Eric wants to come back on to talk about the new World Death Organization video.
World Health Organization doc that they just put out.
Yep. And
Hey,
then
can you put, so, not to interrupt Jess, but can you put Phobes or Phoebes thing up on the thing?
he's not. You mean Twitter? He's not on Twitter right now.
This
is that what
one?
you mean?
No, that was what I wanted to hear.
Oh,
You- like- I joined in 2008,
Same.
and
Same.
I joined for the dudes. I'm guessing I got more lucky than you did.
Is Sir Thick Adam English or Welsh?
No, that's
Nope.
Alice's
He's a knight- he's a
husband.
knight.
That's Alice's
He's
husband. He's a
Ohio.
knight of the,
No,
he's a knight of the
he's a
revelry.
knight.
No big deal.
He's the knight of the
no,
revelry
because
round
there was a
table.
guy on Twitter who had a similar name who was Welsh, who was in Liberty Twitter. So I guess I got confused. Never mind.
Was it Welsh podcast?
No,
Welsh
I could
Republic.
have sworn his name was
Oh,
Thick
Welsh.
something.
St. Michael should be our maester or like our religious affiliate to our round table, Paul. We should induct
All right.
him.
To get us
St.
back on
Michael's
track,
really nice. What, Hex?
let's get us back on track. When we come back for New Year's, we have
Oh yes, thanks.
guys,
Hex.
Sorry.
whatever the fuck, who was on Twitter files. I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Guy Squiggs.
Guys,
And
Eric
then,
Abinante.
Eric Abinante, Armed Ape, Crip Daddy, which he just lost another account, and then
Dork?
Monica Perez and Legal Man. Hopefully, we get all those people in January somehow or another on different nights and stuff if we have to. So, yeah, should be good.
Hey,
Turtle.
just trying to get JJ Boogie on. I would love
Well, you're friends with him, right?
Yeah, I would imagine you are too.
Yeah. Well,
was
no, I
trying to
know, but
Christmas
you
tree.
like talk to him probably more than I do. So just tell him. Yeah,
probably.
ask him.
Yeah, I DM him on stuff.
Do it.
Ghost store.
Jazz, you look
It
good with
was
a
the
beanie
dog.
on, girl.
It
You
is
look like
very
you're getting
cute.
ready to go to. You look like you're getting ready to go to the vice principal's office because you just got caught vaping in the bathroom.
She looks like a Hindu yogi.
So what?
Yeah, too.
What's up, bitches? I got to spend Saturday here in detention with you, Queen Mose. That's
Be all dykey about it too, like I'm a man spreaded legs and shit.
armpit hair hanging out.
Yeah.
I haven't bathed in like a week.
Smell like shit.
like you're getting ready to go to a PJ
Wait,
Harvey concert.
Hex, are you serious? Have you not showered in a week?
No.
Oh, you were saying that about her. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doug at Christmas, after dinner, before he goes home, verbally announces, I'm going to go home and I'm not going to shower for at least 4 days. And like the whole family just looks at him like, what? He's like, not joking. And he just leaves.
And I didn't. Like Christ, I stayed down there in my tomb for the 4 days, and I was resurrected, and I took a shower.
Oh,
You're staying
speaking-
at? Did you stay at your parents' house? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
I was just going to say, speaking of things we did after Christmas, Adam and Alice's re-wedding tape is out on Rumble. Please check it out. Please press the like button. Make me feel good about myself.
yeah, it's worth the time. I love
Editing
it,
videos is a bitch, isn't it?
It just,
Yes,
yeah, it editing's long. I love doing it. It's just the time, and I'm so glad. I'm proud of the product it is. I know Adam and Alice loved it, so that was all that mattered to me. But please
Can
go
I-
watch it.
Yeah. Did you
Can I give
watch
you
it all, Alice?
I did. And I've watched it a few times. And
Aww.
Marina watched it and she really enjoyed it.
looked good in it.
And my cousin who wasn't there watched it and she really enjoyed it too.
Oh, that's good because she wasn't
Yeah.
there to see it.
Yeah. So that was nice. And it was nice like for Marina with that part with Rob and Talia
Aw.
dancing. Oh, that was so sweet. That was so cute. I probably could like that's the part where I like because I didn't expect it, you know. And then I saw it and I was like, oh my god, my heart. And I started crying. It was so beautiful.
I love how he had the glass smash into the cutaway of Stone Cold Steve.
Oh yeah, Adam and I were talking about that. I was like, it's really cool how he did the glass breaking. That was really cool.
He's got timing skills. I'll give him that.
You got a talent. You're talented, Paul.
You're right, Sir Thick Adam. The pipes did look good that day. The sweater pipes.
Oh, can you, someone, Sarah or Big Hands wants the video. I don't know if we can drop.
Oh yeah, I can throw
Big Hands, Zora.
That's Zora with the $2.
Everyone, congrats to Zora. She closed on her property. She's getting into that property.
Yay!
She was
awesome.
When she was on Scissor Me Timber, she talked about it, and it's like a good rural property, and there'll be she can buy more eventually next to it. So like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like a great.
I'm so happy for her.
Hell yeah!
I want my $2.
Yeah, you know Zora, Kenny.
I want my $2. Didn't ask for a dime. Gee, Jimmy, I don't have a dime. Didn't ask for a dime.
I would like to point out that Zora just committed to spending the most money in her life ever, and still super chatted $2.
She's a sweetheart.
What's your excuse, motherfuckers?
Yeah, everyone has
you
super
were
chatted.
saying before you were rudely cut off by the white man.
I meant to bring this up earlier. Chat. If you didn't know, we have super chats. Please.
Yes.
Use the shit out of it.
Or just Cash App us too.
Can you do super chats when you're in the show?
Just gotta pull it up on your phone and do it through a desktop. Go to YouTube. If you donate through desktop. Don't do it through your phone.
Okay.
Don't say Cash App because I'll change my handle to a Cash App handle and I'll start fucking getting beer money for the future streams.
Well, you know.
Bro, John Cusack is a fucking dick. I fucking cannot stand him.
Who?
He's the John Cusack.
Cusack.
The reason why I'm saying that because someone in the chat's John Cusack. I'm not just saying that randomly.
Look, John Cusack's made some of the greatest comedies of all time. Although I agree with you, Kenny, if you pay attention to his Twitter, he is a fucking asshole. He is like Stephen King on Twitter. He is a guy I love.
Bro, I love Stephen King, but he's such a fucking. He was shut the
dude.
It's just
Kenny,
like, how come they never?
Zora, you're fine, Zora. We're just
Kenny. The Stand is the greatest novel of all time, and knowing the fact that the man who wrote my all-time favorite book is like my
Hayden.
Oh my God. Hayden, you're all right,
welcome.
man.
Hayden, do you want to come on right now? You can.
Hell yeah. I like anybody named Hayden Christensen, Hayden Panettiere. Anybody named Hayden is all right in my book.
I love Hayden.
Hayden Panettiere is pretty cute, if I remember correctly.
She was awesome on Heroes. Hayden Christensen. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Revenge of the Sith is a great movie. It's a great.
Actually, no.
Oh, hey, Randy.
The prequels were great. I love the prequels.
You're welcome anytime, Hayden.
That's what I grew up with, so I don't have that animosity that a lot of movie fans have.
Which is so weird.
She's only 33. Like, she's super young. She's only 33.
Dude, Heroes is a good show. I know a lot of people shit, but I like that show.
And probably heroin eventually then too, you know.
God damn it,
it's
Randy.
At the jazz club, so.
I'm not giving you any money. You'll just spend it at the jazz club on drinking the day. It's true, Randy. It is true. I gotta change my ways. I'm getting
something else to spend the money on.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's a fucking cunt, man. Mark Hamill's a douchebag.
Do you think all these people on Twitter that say the dumb shit are actually saying it, or do you think their like assistants are saying it, or they're being paid to say it?
No, if it was that bad, they would intervene. They would no. You can only go so far.
These people are that dumb. These people are just that dumb.
This looks like Mass Ego, the jazz hip hop saxist. That's true.
You were talking about trip hop earlier. What band do I love? That it's my favorite winter band too. What's the one big trip with Beth Gibbons?
Pull that shit up, Jamie.
Portishead. I love Portis.
Pull it up. The person I was talking about, the super what's up, Spro? Let's smash the patriarchy shirt. That guy, that's his favorite band.
Yeah, I could see that. I just like it for the winter time. Like it's such a good winter
When they
music.
say that, like, how come you never hear them saying that anything about Qatar's patriarchy or any. These people are just so
Because they don't live there.
comfortable. They're just
Because they don't
such,
live there,
no,
bro.
no. That doesn't stop them. That doesn't stop them from talking about Ukraine or anything. Like these people are such comfortable.
Get me started on Ukraine.
Let's talk.
So-
I asked Jess. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. We can talk about it, right?
I'm tired of
What
seeing
part should we
people put-
start about it?
Hey, can we talk about that loser from Instagram?
Which one?
Who?
You know him.
Oh yeah, Hex got enough. Well, there was a dumbass on my Instagram who like literally I posted a
$5
picture of
beer grab.
Travis, thanks. There was like I posted that picture of like what happens when government disarms the population. I forget which war, but it was the government shooting a person that's gonna fall in a fucking pit. You know what I mean? Like it was, and like some guy said, what was his first comment? It was that you can't even fight against the government, so don't even try. You don't need the fucking guns or whatever. Yeah, Hex you should pull it up. But since Hex can't be on Twitter at work, he can be on Instagram. And everyone started arguing with this guy because I posted it because it was just like he said something and I was like, "Are you being sarcastic?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Oh God, thanks, Travis."
Yeah, let me pull it up. Give me 1 second.
Paul, I can
This is a
pull
lot
up.
of fun. I wish
What do
I
you
could
need me
do
to pull
this
up?
every you guys. I love you guys so much. I love doing this show. I wish I could. Fuck, I love this. This is so much fun. In spite of the people in the chat who are fucking pointing out how much I fucking do the devil's lettuce. I don't like that. But other than that, I love everybody.
Well, a great way to a great way to put that to an end, right, Doug? Stop doing the devil's lettuce.
Or just
You
stop
know what else?
talking about doing it. You just stop
Both two
talking
viable
about
options. Allison from the top of the key.
They both have one.
But never stop doing it. Never.
All right. Anyway, I have it pulled up. His first comment reads, "Citizens with guns won't help anyone." And then you replied, "Are you being sarcastic?" And then he goes, "Nope. You and 1,000 people with an AR-15s versus the military and one drone. Don't be dumb. All have guns around. Does this cause shootings? America is gun crazy." And it shows with a shooting once a day minimum. No one's overthrowing the military with their truck shotgun.
Back in my day, we used spears.
Shut the fuck up. So then I get involved and I'm like, laughs in Viet Cong and Taliban. And then he goes, well, they didn't. He said that it wasn't a fair comparison because they didn't have drones. And when I first read that, I thought he was talking about the Taliban with Afghanistan. And then I thought, wait, what the fuck are you smoking? They did have drones. And it's like, no, they didn't. The first drone didn't come out until 2001. And it's like, so then I had this long ass response. And basically the gist of it was, okay, fair enough. They didn't have drones in Vietnam. But even then, our military is still outclassed that of the Viet Congs technologically by leagues of magnitude, and our military still got their shit kicked in. And so, what good would a drone would have done? And as we just saw, we were in Afghanistan for 20 years with drones, and they still got their shit kicked in. So,
Is there a limit? Can we re-elect George W?
Go on.
again?
No.
Oh my god! I didn't even realize Poop Water's in here. Hey, Poop Water!
He scared the crap out of me. I didn't know he was in here either. And then I looked over and he's just standing there, just on the camera behind me.
People.
Shout out Randy.
Hex, to your point, the second, like the U.S. Army used a drone or any bombs on their own citizens, they would lose mass support. Like, it just would be, because there's no way you're dropping a bomb in America where you're only hitting targets you want to hit. Like, there's going to be casualties,
Hey,
and the CNN effect is going to play in.
Paul, can you put Randy's comment up, please? I know I'm asking you a lot. I'm sorry, I'm being a dick. I'm sorry.
No, don't be, man. Don't be. The Army got their shit kicked in by the.
And then I also asked him why he wanted the government to bomb its own citizens, and he never responded to me after that.
Anna Bananarama, what's up? Bananarama. I'll give you anything you want. $100 bills. I'll give you anything. Bananarama, anybody? Or no, that's Dramarama. I'm sorry, not
Banana.
Bananarama.
Thank you for
God, I'm
thank
an
you,
idiot.
thank you, Doug, for giving us an insight into your mind. Much appreciated. Moving
I
on.
want to leave the show right now. It's Dramarama.
Everyone forgive Doug. He's high as a fucking kite right now.
Yeah,
I'm not.
smoking a little
I'm
too
That's
much
really
not
not.
an
Red Bull there.
excuse. I'm fucked up in like 50 different ways, and
Yeah,
Not
but
only
you're
am I not
way better at it, and you're way more attractive.
Yep.
Thanks.
The
It's
fuck,
still
bro?
snowing here, which is pretty cool. It's beautiful out there today.
I'm done plowing,
like-
so I'd like it to
It's
not
like
snow.
summer
That'd be
out here today.
It was really warm here yesterday, and I didn't know it was supposed to snow tonight, but it's snowing.
What?
And I fed all the turkeys this morning, or I mean, I didn't feed the turkeys this morning, but I'm glad I did.
If you hypothetically fed the turkeys, what do you feed the turkeys? Dirty food?
Corn, grain.
Yeah, dirty turkey food. They get dirty turkey food, you know. And corn.
I'm not seeing flying pigs, Travis, but if I was seeing flying pigs, I'd say, wow, what a lineup. Kids in the Hall
It
reference.
rained
Thank
here
you.
first, Hayden. It rained here first, and then it. What are you sending me, Kenny? Do you want to put this on the screen?
Hey, Alice.
Which one was it? No.
Yes.
I was just sending it. I would just send it to you guys, just in general. No, it's not a big deal.
Love you, sis.
Love you too.
No, I just thought you'd find that funny. That was it. No.
Okay.
That wasn't meant for now. Don't put that on the screen.
Alice,
Put it
tilt
on
that
the
camera
screen.
down a little bit.
I didn't say it, Adam. I didn't say it,
There
Adam. I
you
didn't
go.
say it, Adam.
There you go.
By the way,
There's a lot of
Alice,
headspace. A lot of headspace.
Adam. I didn't say it, Adam. I didn't say
Yeah,
it.
Hex.
Nice, Hayden.
you have me to
Hex
thank,
is talking.
you have me to
Sorry,
thank
Hex.
for the laptop because I'm the one who picked it out.
Oh yeah, Adam told me you and Paul both were giving him a lot of help. He said when he was at the store, he ended up texting you or calling you about it. Yeah, it's really pretty. It's really
You look-
pretty.
Also, did you get my
Clarity. Awesome. Sorry, Hex.
Oh yeah, I did a little bit before the stream started. What time can you come over? Because Adam and Scar are going to a play.
Ooh,
You're
what
drinking
play?
Red Bull from a champagne glass?
No, no, worse. I'm drinking apple juice from a champagne glass.
There's nothing wrong with
that's
apple
classy.
juice. Although apple juice is high in sugar. What play are they going to?
It is.
I love
They're going to
apple juice.
see. They're going to see Hamilton.
Ugh.
So
All right. It's cool, I guess.
But I'm free basically the entire day, so whatever works.
okay, so Adam will text you. He'll come and get you, and then they'll go to the play for a little bit, and then they'll come back, and you and I can just stuff our faces and shit. And then Marcy and Chris might come over too.
I
With-
wish we were in Ohio.
You dirty fucking turkey.
I want to be there to stuff
What's
my
in it?
face.
What's synesthesia? Someone explain it. I picked out
What
this
is it?
wording it today. It was great. I ate so much cream cheese. Synesthesia.
I get it, Adam.
Hell yeah.
Synesthesia.
Thank you.
Are
Then
you
she doesn't go
asking?
looking for? Then she doesn't go looking for male attention elsewhere. So hang out with your
I can
teen
tell-
daughter as much as
I-
you fucking
Are
can.
you? Are you?
I can tell you either synesthesia or butthole does not allow
Are
it
you-
to be seen by all chat in YouTube. One
Are
of the
we
two.
asking what? Are we asking what synesthesia is? Is that the question?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, synesthesia. Synesthesia. I can explain why I know this. Synesthesia is somebody who can see colors when they hear sound. Like
That's
their
right, Hayden.
auditory and their visual systems are like cross mixed. And I only know that because of that show Empire that was on Fox with Juicy Smollett. One of the characters in that show in the last season got synesthesia.
It was
And
a
when he
black
would
show,
play-
right? Not black
It
show.
was. When I
Yeah.
lived in Florida, I was heavily into black shit. That's all I dated was black women. So I watched a lot of black shit, and I loved
So-
a lot of black shit. In fairness, but that's where I
Synes-
saw it.
The blacks
Terrence
come up
Howard.
with good shit. You guys come up with good shit, man.
Doug is
That's the free
correct
black man.
to a
Yeah.
sense. It is the experience. It is experiencing one of your senses through another. So it's not just
Yep.
the example Doug gave. It is any sense that, like, if you felt touching through vision, that would be synesthesia. If you heard through the taste buds, heard something through your taste buds, that would be synesthesia.
Yeah, Terrence Howard's character like had an issue happen in like one of the last seasons, and he would play piano and he'd see the notes formed as colors, like this real trippy color pattern. I was fascinated by it. I thought it was a bullshit thing, and then I Googled it. I'm like, holy shit, there are people who live with this.
There's a lot of musicians who kind of have that, where like they sense things differently, like when they play the piano, like they
it is actually also a thing in music where if you play a certain chord, it will often be described as having a certain color to it.
Yeah.
That is music.
It's awesome. I think it's awesome. I think it's a fascinating insight into what we are as humans, like where we come.
Thank you.
Beethoven was deaf, so that makes sense. I would assume he is.
And music is like the last thing you keep in your head too. Like dementia patients, you can turn. They're like vegetables most of the time, but you can turn music on sometimes, and they'll like start singing along with the song because they just.
I find that reading Diary to the Love of My Life really brings them back too.
Oh, like the Notebook.
No, nothing like the Notebook. Never heard of it. What's the Notebook? I've never heard of that. We're just talking
Paul and I did another podcast a while back where like one of the episodes we did with some friends of ours where we watched the Notebook, and I don't think I've cried so hard watching a movie, talking about like the people with dementia and Alzheimer's and that, like the relationship between those two people, and that fucking movie. Sorry, somebody else take it.
My parents say, they're like, that's our story, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's not even like, it's not even like, it's immortality and shit. It just makes me laugh, but it's cute.
I don't know what movie you guys are talking about. I'm just talking about the time that I had a love of my life who had Alzheimer's. I would read a Notebook.
Talking about the Notebook, asshole.
It would bring her back to me. We would have some great moments, and then eventually we just cuddled each other and died in each other's arms.
It's funny because
that's my story.
I knew the Notebook was a movie. I didn't know it had anything to do with dementia until like 2 days ago. Now you guys are talking about it. I'm like, it's fucking
number one. It deserves all the recognition it gets. I had a girl once tell me, when I told this girl I like the Notebook, she said, guys that like the Notebook are just trying to get pussy. I disagree. Maybe some guys are, but that movie is genuinely a beautiful movie.
Love story. It's a likable love
and
story.
it is sad as shit, dude.
Like,
like
what if I like the Notebook and I watch it to get pussy? I mean,
dude,
who wins in
you
that
do
argument?
everything to get pussy. What are we talking about, man? You
Point in case, friends.
But do you pick someone up from prison and then fuck her in the back of your Camry?
No.
No. Was it a Camry?
No, but there was this one time I was working as a janitor at a very prestigious college, and I would solve the random math equation on the wall, and I ended up hooking up with
Kamikaze just
Damn it, Kamikaze.
I was a secret genius cleaning up people's shit, and I knew math equations.
And I hooked up with this one chick at a bar.
And my best friend voted Time Magazine's handsomest man of the year. Once said to me, the best part of my day is sometimes I come to your door and I knock on your door and I think you're not going to answer that day. And that's the best part of my day. God, that movie is ridiculous and beautiful at the same time. It is.
And I was thinking about that this week. We were talking about like farting in bed and all that shit. Like that's the good shit in life. Or like when someone was saying, I got high with someone and they were eating like crazy. It was hilarious. There was pie flying everywhere. It was like a Cookie Monster moment, and like, they're like, you like that? And I'm like, yeah, that's the good shit in life, like.
Or when I watched Alex almost fall in the fire pit.
Yes.
I actually did.
Or just passing out on asphalt in front of your friends.
Yeah, or spilling somebody's fucking mother on their shirt. Like, that's the good shit in life. That's the good shit in life, Like,
I was hoping some hot chick at the wedding would have saw it happen, felt bad for me, and gave me a pity lay. It didn't work out that way. It happens. But the Bacardi pineapple was delightful.
It was delightful. Paul, you see Travis Chipper's comment?
Were you in Brokeback Mountain? No.
I don't remember where.
Oh, Kamikaze doesn't know the story. We've told it a million times, but yes, Kamikaze. It literally, Paul got Big Lebowski.
I did it to myself. Yeah, I did it to myself.
Well, Fonza Noon.
I wore Alice's mother to Alice's rewedding. That happened.
And Doug, me, and Hex saw it happen, which is hilarious.
It was one of those moments that will live. I imagine when I die and I meet my maker and my life has flashed before my eyes, watching my brother get Alice's mother spilled on him accidentally will be like one of the things that flashes before my eyes.
I'll never forget. Even if I never
St.
like
Peter.
see you guys ever again in person, I'll never fucking forget that shit. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
of course, Mommy, when you have Alzheimer's and you're laying in a bed, I will read it to you from a notebook, or I will play the Rumble video to bring you back to me.
thank you.
Saddest part of that entire
Full
movie is
circle.
when she realizes it's
Full
him, and then like within a minute she like falls back into dementia. God damn, that movie's so sad.
Shit's sad. Everyone take your acetyl L-carnitine or however you say it. It's supposed to keep you from getting dementia.
Or just do what I do and die. You're gonna die alone. That's exactly what I am.
Even
Not
when
too
you're
high,
with-
Travis.
Even if you're with someone, you can die alone. Like there is this aspect of dying alone. You can die alone no matter what. So that shouldn't be
All right.
people's fear, in my opinion. But you know.
All right, somebody needs to start giving me simple IQ questions because people are telling me I'm too high in the chat. It's starting to bother me because I don't feel like I'm too high. I'm too drunk.
Six times 8.
You just seem like first of all, I respect you for having a very diverse dating pool. That shows you've been through some shit. So
Oh, dude. I've been with dudes, I've been with women, I've been with all kinds of cultures,
really,
races.
you've been with dudes.
Oh yeah, he was gay
I
for
don't
a
know.
period.
Kenny knows your whole story. Were you with dudes while you were an addict? I assume.
Oh yeah,
I didn't
that's
know
how
he
I
was
got
an
money. Yeah. I actually blew guy. I mean, not a lot. Wow, I am fucking
Not a
opening up
lot.
on this shit tonight.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Yeah,
how many
I mean, I
we
wasn't
all
really.
figure. I mean, that's not.
To me,
Like-
one's a lot.
We don't need to go into the numbers of the thing. We're not the Wolf of Wall Street, okay? We're just telling a story here. But yeah, like in order to get my fix, I did some things that I'm not rather proud of now. But you know, hey, you don't really remember it. It didn't really happen, right?
You were just you're just chasing that high, anyways. You probably like weren't like
At
conscious
one
in the
point-
moment of it.
At one point, it wasn't even chasing the high. It was just not wanting to hurt anymore because I was so fucking far gone. I just wanted to make the pain stop.
Yeah.
That's really what it became about.
Yeah,
Can I-
that's true.
Doug, with your permission, can I tell the story of you calling me and telling me you might be gay?
Yeah, I could tell. Before you tell this story, can I tell you when I made that? I could tell you exactly where I was when I made that phone call. I was.
I can tell you exactly where I was too.
I was leaving my dealer's house. I was in front of Mario's Meat Market in on South Cleveland Avenue, and I had just bought 3 strips. I'm sorry. Well, we don't know where it is. We don't. Yeah, it could be anywhere in the continental U.S., I suppose. But I just bought 3 strips of 20 milligram Suboxone and a fentanyl patch, and I didn't know what fentanyl was. And the guy that sold it to me, it was a transdermal patch you put on your arm, and he told me to just freeze it and chip away at it and smoke it under a piece of tinfoil. And that, when I got all that shit, I remember calling you because what I did to get that shit, and that's when I told you, I'm like, I think I'm gay. But anyway, tell the story.
So I'm deployed to the Middle East, and the deployment's up, and I use leave in conjunction, and I decide what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly private out of the Middle East from Bahrain through Kuwait City, and I went to Hawaii for a day. I just landed in Hawaii in the morning, got a hotel, stayed there for the night, and then flew to Utah, and then flew to Seattle. So I land in Hawaii. I get all my shit, get to the hotel. I immediately, as soon as I get to the hotel, before I even check in, I start ordering drinks at the bar. Rum runners like crazy. I get all my shit thrown in the hotel. I head down to the beach with a buddy. And I'm sitting on the beach, and my phone rings. At this point, I probably haven't talked to my brother in 5 years. It's been 5 years since I've spoken words to my brother.
Have you been giving him money at all at that point, or you guys weren't talking at all?
I think this is what started. I think this is what started asking for the money. Maybe sucking a dick is what, like, hey, maybe I should ask my brother if I could borrow a few bones. Once I got out of the Navy is when I really was supporting Doug. Habit, and I knew I was. I feel bad. Anyway, moving on. So there I am in Hawaii.
You're an asshole.
I'm in Hawaii. I'm sipping a rum runner. It's early in the morning. I'm just bathing in the sun and watching the chicks on Waikiki. And my phone rings, and I pick up, and it's my brother, and he's like, "Hey, man, And I'm like, hey, what's going on? He's like, I got to tell you something, and I hope you don't change your opinion of me, and I hope it makes you doesn't think less of me. And I'm like, all right, man, what's going on? And he's like, I'm gay. And my immediate response was, uh-huh. And he goes, yeah, I think I'm gay. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, you're not mad? You're not like upset or anything? I'm like, no, I knew the whole time. Why would I be mad? Like, I don't care. I've been calling you gay since we were like 5. This just makes sense to me. I'm like, I don't judge you. I don't care.
Was this like the first dick you sucked, Doug, or what? Or were you just like, I need to?
No, I was just incredibly far gone and high on opiates. Oddly enough, as soon as I hung up the phone with him, I called my mom and gave her the same spiel.
And I think that's what I
She
think.
told you that you came out to your mom as gay.
Yeah,
I did.
And you weren't really.
Yeah,
not
he
really
did.
gay.
He did. And my mom's a big churchgoer. And I think calling me was the warm up to the mom call. I think he wanted to call mom, but like, and I think he was disappointed when I had a reaction like, cool, dude, whatever, live your life, suck a dick, take it in the ass, do what you got to do, man. I'm not here to judge it, and I'm not. I don't care. My rules of life have been the same since I was 22 years old. Do whatever you want if you're over 18, as long as you're not physically harming somebody else. Kids are out. It's no exception. Those are my rules of life. You follow those, we're going to be cool. I don't care how you live. I don't want to be involved in your life. You do whatever you want to do.
How come you guys hadn't talked? Did you know he was in the addiction at this point? Is that what you were? Or you were deployed too, apparently.
Me and Doug had a big falling out when I moved from Florida. So honesty up front, like I was a young kid. We got an inheritance from our grandparents, a pretty sizable inheritance. And I was young, wild, and I was doing drugs at the time. Blew it all, and I was terrible with money. I made a lot of financial mistakes. Why you were
in the Navy or?
No, not at all. Not at all. I went to college after this and before the Navy. Me and Doug stopped talking when I moved to Florida. When I moved away from Florida, and me and Doug were living together. Our parents gave Doug the house, and I was living with him. That was the condition of Doug getting the Florida house. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
Doug started dating a girl. I'm not going to say any names. I didn't like her. I don't like her. I will never like her. I'm not a fan of her. I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm not going to say any names. Well, there was a point during Doug's relationship where Doug was basically supporting her. Like, she was living off Doug, and Doug was head over heels, puppy dog in love. I could see it. And I found out through a back channel source that she was using Doug until her ex-boyfriend moved down from Tampa. And I went to Doug when I got this information, and I told him, because regardless of me and Doug are getting along or not, he's still my brother. And like, he'll always be. That's the thing about family. Your family's always family. And I told him that, and immediately it drew a void between me and him because he was in love. I was lying, and I was bad at finances at the time. I didn't fuck Doug over any finances, but a lot of checks were late. A lot of shit was fucked up, and I made a lot of mistakes.
Doug was the sugar daddy then?
No, Doug wasn't like paying for my life.
Or you just had the house.
I just wasn't. I was meeting my obligations to him, my financial obligations to him late, and like he would get it 2 weeks after he needed it. I was a shithead. I was an asshole.
Bouncing checks.
Huh?
You're bouncing checks is what it was.
I never bounced a check on you. Never bounced a check on you.
But that's where it started. The irritation with me is because I started getting phone calls from a lot of different businesses around the area. Saying, where's Paul Burke at? We need, like, people started fucking with me about bounce checks. That's where I became addicted.
Yeah, but you're not responsible for me, so it's okay.
Anyway, no, I know, but I'm just saying.
But that was what started the divide between me and Doug. I fixed everything. Finances, I'm like one of the most frugal motherfuckers you'd ever fucking meet.
He's better than I am.
Yeah. Well,
you
joining the military really straightened me out.
You could support me, I bet, if I came up there.
As long as we came to a negotiated deal.
I have no debt, and I am not.
If you sucked his dick, if you sucked his dick and fucked him, yeah, he would support you in a heartbeat.
People will even do that without you needing to do that in this world. It's just like, so good when you find people that you.
I am aware. You don't have to spend a dime on a girl.
So that was what started the divide.
Yeah, I mean. And then when I moved, we just stopped talking. And I absolutely hated the girl he was dating.
Did you join the Navy right when you moved?
No, I went to college. I went to college for 3 years.
And the UP?
I was really in Green Bay. I moved up to the UP, and then I moved to Green Bay, and I moved to Green Bay for college. Our family trade is butchers. When my grandfather got out of the Navy in World War II, he used his GI Bill to become a butcher, and it was a skill trade handed down to my dad, which was handed down to me. So I went to work as a butcher in Green Bay while I was in college. I ended up managing a butcher shop. I was
paid for it
bartending. Yeah, and I was a bartender at nights. So it was wake up, go to school in the morning. I'd be done with school by 2. I would work at the butcher shop until 11, and then I would go. I would go to the bar and I would bartend. And I was heavily drinking, heavily doing drugs. And when you're living that lifestyle, at some point something's got to give. College was the 3rd year of college was what gave. Stopped going to class. I paid for everything out of pocket. I was never in any college debt ever. I never took out a student loan. I paid for everything cash up front.
And even if you didn't pass the class and didn't draw on time, you're like, whatever.
I never failed the class until I just dropped out. Like I passed all my classes, and then literally, if I go back to college, actually, I can get a college degree because of my Navy. Being in the Navy, you get college credits just for being in. If I transferred all my credits to an institution and took basket weaving for a semester, I'd get a college degree.
Hell yeah!
Like
I almost got an associate's too. Sorry, go on.
So I was doing drugs heavily in the end of the 3 years.
Which
just
drugs?
stopped going to college.
Which drugs?
You know, girl.
You don't have to say that. You don't have to say that.
Oh, I was on cocaine.
No, we're
like
kidding.
Cocaine was my shit. And
well, being a bartender in that business, yeah.
And then at the butcher shop, we had a vacation program where you could accumulate as much vacation as you wanted. Like there was no cap on it. Well, we switched plans to where you had to use it or lose it. And I never took vacation the 3 years I worked at the butcher shop. And they came to me and they were like, hey, you've got a fuck ton of vacation you got to use or you're going to lose it. Well, our cousin was getting married in Windsor, Canada in July of 2008. And he asked me, and me and him aren't close. Doug and our cousin were really close, but me and him weren't. But he called me up and he asked me to stand in his wedding. I was really surprised by it. And of course, today, and I was like, well, I got to use a lot of vacation. So I took the whole month of July in 2008 off. And I went to Windsor, Canada, spent a month drinking, gambling, and whoring through Windsor, Canada. It was without a doubt one of the best months of my life. And it was one of the few times in my life where my dad encouraged it because my aunt was really pissed that I was going out every night, just getting fucked up beyond belief, and then showing up back.
You worked your ass off before then.
Oh, yeah. But like my dad and my aunt love each other, but they always had like a, love-hate relationship. And when my dad saw like my aunt like scold me, like my dad was like, fuck that, he can do whatever he wants, he's a grown-ass man, and like, hey Paul, here's $100, go out on to town tonight. And our cousin married, well, never mind, I'm not gonna say I was going to say something. A wonderful lady, but he married into a family.
Here, let me do what Paul's not willing to do. A family.
A family. They were a great family to hang out with. They were awesome.
Tony and Al and Vinny and Fredo.
So while in Canada, I was going out getting drunk every night. And in Canada, you can drink beer in the bars at 18. You don't have to be 21. You have to be 21 to drink hard liquor, but you can get served beer at the age of 18. And I got into a big, huge fucking political debate because this was 2008. The war in the Middle East was pretty strong going. Yeah, election was going on. And I was like on my pulpit, like, everybody should serve their country. You should have to put on your country's uniform, proud little conservative. And it was like, there was some 18-year-old kid who looked at me and goes, oh, man, that's awesome. I agree with you. What branch did you serve in? And I was like, you got me. You got me. So
you gotta walk the walk if you're gonna talk.
Walk the talk. And that
you Paul at the time? You were in your 20s?
I was 23. I was 23 at the time.
Okay.
And that really bugged me the rest of my trip in Canada, to the point that the day I got back from that trip in Green Bay, I went and joined the Navy. I was going to join the Army. That's a funny story. I'll tell on a later night. But I ended up accidentally joining the Navy.
The best thing ever happened.
Got to live in Virginia Beach. Phobins, she's beautiful. We've seen a picture of her. She's hot.
All Vietnamese women are hot.
Yeah.
Vietnamese women, Thai women, Asian women in general are hot, dude. Women are hot, period. White women, black women,
Asian
Asian
women.
women.
Fucking saying.
Women are wonderful and
There's
beautiful.
a couple hot dudes too, man. There's a couple dudes.
I can
that
say
still
dudes are
do it.
hot. I'm not sexually
Yeah,
attracted.
like Henry Cavill. He's
Henry Cavill, Superman.
yeah,
Oh,
he's like perfect, you know.
I do like how she said Henry Cavill.
I don't know. I'm not like a fanboy. Completely.
I'm ready for my close up, Mr. Cavill.
She said Henry Cavill. That's what she said instead of Henry Cavill.
How do you say it? Cavill.
Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill.
Did you guys
yeah.
see him when they redid that spy movie, The Man from U.N.C.L.E.? He was in that.
Yeah, I
movie
loved
with
it.
that.
He was in
Oh,
it with
it's so
Army
good.
Hammer. He was in it
And
with
that
Army
hot
Hammer.
girl.
Yes, I can't remember her name. No, you
And the
no,
blonde
sorry.
bad girl, I loved her. The blonde Italian girl, I'm like, oh, that would totally be me because I'm Italian. I'm like, if I was still in like the mafia and shit, that would be me. I loved her.
You want
I don't know who.
You want to know
else.
how?
What you mean?
You want to know
What?
how half gay I am?
Yeah, but you're black. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's true. Well, Sicilians are black, so that's fine.
Oh my God,
Bolignon.
How gay are you, Doug?
No, I'm so half gay that I don't remember the women that were in Man from U.N.C.L.E. I just remember Henry Cavill and Army Hammer. And Army Hammer, oddly enough, like Paul and I did we did an episode of Sibling Revelry where I talked about the 3-part docuseries that was on, I don't know if it was Peacock or one of the streaming services, about like Army Hammer and the allegations of being cannibal and like BDSM and tying women up and fucking with their head. Like, that's fascinating, dude. I'm sorry. I'm getting off track. Shut up, Doug. Stop talking. And somebody else take
You're a good talker. Don't.
I just never know where I'm going with it. I just never know where I'm going with it.
You lose the train. You have a train going, and then you lose the train, but you have it going.
If I feel like you need to shut up, I'll let you know. But
thank you, Kenny.
Cut off your own self.
Paul, I'm putting a name in the chat. Can you pull her up?
I need confidence, Kenny. I appreciate you here, man. Glad I met you tonight.
Are you putting it in all chat, or you put it?
Yeah, it's just in the regular chat.
Where do you want me to pull? What do you want me to pull up? Just like Twitter?
If you can find a picture of her from
I
Man
can
from
do that
U.N.C.L.E.
easy.
when she's in Man from U.N.C.L.E. with her cool.
Hayden Gober, you know the funny thing about Sicilians, and I thought of Dennis Hopper and True Romance. Dennis Hopper and True Romance, the whole thing about Sicilians. You're half, I'm not even going to go into it, but if
half
you watch
black
the movie,
or something? Does he talk about that in there?
True Romance is a movie that was directed by Ridley Scott's late brother. I can't remember his first name. I apologize, but it's from a script by Quentin Tarantino, and it's a great movie. You've never seen it. Dennis Hopper has an entire sequence with Christopher Walken where he uses the N-word heavily in reference to the Sicilian people and the history of their people.
It's apparently true.
Thank God. Whew, okay, I'm done. She is kind of well.
She was a very bad guy, and the way she acted, I just liked. And she's blonde, so I'm like, that would be me if I was a bad guy.
Her eyes are like anime eyes. They're big, really big eyes.
Well, she has like really strong makeup, like 60s, because it was set in like the 60s.
Jess, let me tell you a story. When I discovered freckles. So let me tell you.
You discovered what? Freckles?
Freckles. Yeah, let me tell you. So when I was in school, there was this white girl, and I went to a very minority school.
Whoa! You were talking about freckles, and it was a white girl. I'm shocked.
Those things. So I was startled. I'm like, "Hey, what are those things on your arm?" And she was like, she was freaked out. She was like, "What are you talking about?" And she was looking, and she was like, "Wait." I'm like, "The spots." And she's like, "Freckles?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what?" I never heard the word before. I never seen it before. I was in high school. So like, what the fuck are those things on your arm? What are they? And they're like, and she was so dumbfounded that I didn't know what freckles were.
Indians don't have any freckles at all?
No.
Is that why you brought it up? Is because I have so many? Is that what you're saying?
No. But I was like, what the fuck is that? And then she was just like, she was so like surprised that I didn't know what freckles were. I didn't know the word. I never heard of it. I never seen it.
You don't know what you don't know. If it's in your own culture.
Yeah. She thought it was so funny that I didn't know what that was. And I was like, "Can you catch that?" And then she was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" She was like, "Are you fucking stupid? No, you can't catch it. It's just spots on your arm." Huh? And I'm like,
but black people can get it, can't they? Yeah, St. Michael, I do know that. I definitely got more in my life as life.
Morgan Freeman has a lot of freckles.
Yeah, he does.
It's just you just don't notice it. people of
It's
color.
just anytime a melanin, yeah, you just because their skin is so dark already that when it's not gonna like do that, you know. We're with me. So
I heard that Morgan Freeman is on the stream right now.
Morgan Freeman is a fuck. But I was watching Seven like yesterday.
Oh, such a good movie.
Seven, fucking perfect movie.
It's
I
so
love that
disturbing.
I was actually looking for a movie for Scar and I to go see on Friday, but there's just like no good movie.
Movies suck.
The Avatar is
Like,
fun.
fun.
If you, it's the like theme is stupid, but Avatar was fun, and I'm not into that shit.
Alice,
I don't
I'm
know,
glad
sir.
you brought it up. The only way I would ever go back to a movie theater in my life is if I had kids, just to give them that
Yeah.
experience. Otherwise, I don't think I would ever go to a movie theater again.
The only other movies I've seen a few movies in the theater over the past few years without the kids, but yeah, I mostly Scar and I go to movies. But otherwise, yeah, I went to when my dad was sick, I went to see the Freddie Mercury movie. But that
that's a
was
good
just
one.
like
I mean, Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it was called?
I went
yeah.
I went to see it by myself. It was the first and only time I ever went to see a movie by myself.
It wasn't fun. I used to go to movies
Yeah.
by myself all the time. I always loved it.
I did enjoy it. It was just like so relaxing because I was taking care of my dad and the kids all the time, and I was like, oh my god.
Did you get
So it was
high?
like,
or no, you don't have to say if you did or not. Hopefully you did.
And then the other movie was the Elton John movie. I went to see
Rocket Man. Yes, I love that one too.
Because I'm a record man.
I went to see Joker.
I hate that movie.
But then other than that, I've just seen like different kid movies.
I've
But
now
yeah,
seen-
there's nothing really that I think she would watch. Well, there's that Violent Night movie.
Wednesday on Netflix.
She might like that, but I would feel pretty inappropriate taking my kid to see a rated R movie.
But if you
Why?
As long as
I grew up in a house where.
Well, yeah, but I don't know how bad it is.
Were you guys allowed to watch rated R? Is that what you're about to say, Paul?
Yeah.
I
Like, we grew up in a house.
And look how you
that-
turned out, though. Look how you turned out.
Pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, knowing you as a
fucking
friend,
awesome.
being on your show.
I saw
Here's a good
Porky's.
story.
I saw Porky's like by the age of 5.
When Paul and I were
I saw that randomly early too somehow. Sorry, go ahead, Doug.
No, you're good. When Paul and I were kids, we saw Porky's, and our dad showed us Cheech and Chong. And my grandmother used to, when she would babysit us, would take us to the grocery store. Back in those days, you could rent VHS tapes from the grocery store, and she said, "Pick out whatever you want." She let me rent Texas Chainsaw Massacre, not knowing what it was about. But you would figure by the title of the movie, you would get a kind of a ballpark figure of what the movie. My grandmother was mortified when we put that movie on, but that was the house we grew up in. And you're right, yeah, I haven't had like, you know,
weren't sheltered like mommy.
Yeah, we were not sheltered at all. And I tell you what, I talk a lot of shit about my dad, but to give him a lot of credit in this aspect, whenever like we watched stuff that wasn't age appropriate, he would take the time to break the world down and explain it to us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, hey,
yeah,
this isn't real. Just so you know, this is not reality. This is entertainment. Killing people is wrong. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that.
He would take us hunting or ice fishing, and like I used to love drawing comics when I was a kid. And when he would take me hunting, I would draw
penises a lot. Would you draw penises a lot?
Treasure trove of dick.
Dude, I had it literally like super bad. I was literally that kid. I would sit on the hunting post with my dad, and I would come up with these ideas in my head of deer hunting humans, like living in an alternate world where the deer were the hunters
comic,
and the humans were prey. And I drew a series of these comics of like bucks that were hunting deer or hunting men, and the men would be like have their dicks flopping up. My dad would be like, "This is the greatest shit you've ever. This is funny as fuck. Don't ever tell your mother." Like that was one of those things. Like he would tell us, like, "This is funny, and it's good that you have this sense of humor and the sensibility, but there's a time and a place for it, and your mother is not."
That's what you got to teach kids. Is the time and a place shit.
And to bring this story full circle, at the time, Doug was like heavily into like the comic, The Tick, and the Max. So every single comic he drew was all buff, ripped dudes with abs and pecs. So when I got that call on the beach in Hawaii, I was not fucking surprised whatsoever.
It's true. I had it
Like
shoved in my
he was
face from a young
literally Hot Shorts, a light show, and a Donna Summers fucking album away when he was like fucking 15. So it didn't surprise me.
He is partially St. Michael, by the way. He is partially.
I actually am half blind, so you're not far off.
I feel like Paul would be a good father, though. I feel like Paul would be a good.
Yeah, Paul should have. Paul.
That's what I'm saying.
He may be.
Ladies.
Paul should have a baby, and he would take care of a woman to take care of his kid. You know, like he'd be.
Yeah,
great
even
at
if
that.
she was an unsufferable cunt, I would give her a good life.
Well, you would pick somebody who it would work out. Where if she is an insufferable cunt, sometimes it would work out. Like that's.
And to Forrest Mommy's point, I have been a very promiscuous dude since my young 20s, and I don't have a kid.
In the Navy.
It's
Hey, you're telling me. You're telling me.
Except
easy.
for that
It's
one
that
time you were
easy.
dating the crypt keeper.
What? We
Why
never
was
had a
she-
pregnancy scare.
You can always date
No,
old
but you
people.
were-
That's
She was
fine,
oldest.
too.
She was 10 years older than me. I wasn't worried about no baby coming out of there. I filled that shit like a glue factory.
Oh my god.
Still dated a corpse,
DC
man.
DCITP. Although I say you're fine. I know. Paul's
Reverse
fine.
that.
And if anybody
them
came
all.
up to you like later on in life was like, "This is your kid," I know you would like step up. Like you're just that kind of person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whatever.
And you know
It's
what?
all fine.
I think I've come to the conclusion I'm not going to be a father, and that's fine. Like it's like I'm not going to lose my shit over it. But that will be my biggest and only regret in life if I don't ever become a father.
Because you're the
I'm
right
still not
person,
saying
you
it's out of the
should.
question,
No.
but I would love to raise the next generation to save fucking humanity, or at least attempt it.
How much?
Very Paul style.
I mean, I would do it, but I don't know. How old are you again? How much younger than me are you?
Travis says, Paul, ain't you about to get married? Fingers crossed, motherfucker.
You're right, Travis. Freakazoid was awesome. I'm 40. I'm going to be 43. Paul's 5 years younger than me. 41, 40, 49, 39, 38, 37, 37. I know how to do math,
Oh, yeah,
everybody.
You're 85.
I was
Paul,
about
you're
to say,
85,
like, did you
right?
have to do it on your fingers? But...
I have to. I
Can-
used to be a
can I-
fucking
let me
full
tell you
charge
something.
bookkeeper accountant, and I still count on my fingers.
No, Jess.
I know how to.
Jess.
I know-
She keeps saying no, but she needs to be a fucking mother. Jess.
I know.
needs to be-
That's my one. You know
That's
what? I've said this many times. My one regret. I have perfect fucking genetics. I should have passed that shit on. Like just the physical fucking shallow shit. I should have passed that on.
We can do this anytime, Jess. Anytime.
I know, but now I'm worried they're like too old, and I've been hard on them the last couple of years, so I don't know.
Eggs.
But I'm
you on
still
the depot
dropping
shop?
them. I'm still dropping them. What?
Eggs.
Are you on Depot?
No, I've never been on any birth control. I was on
Oh.
the NuvaRing for 6
Pull
months
out
of my
shit
life,
on
and
your
I've
face?
never been on any other birth control ever.
What up,
Ever,
First?
ever. Hey,
Pull out and
First.
rub all over
Hey,
you.
first.
And very
How's that better?
appropriately, what I was going to say, Mr. Forrest Mommy, like First, have the big snip.
Buddy.
Yeah, they have the snips now. And yeah, anyways, but
Curiosity question: did Mr. Forrest Mommy ever have kids?
no, I wouldn't probably have gotten with him if he had had kids with someone else, to be honest. Not that I don't like, I'm against that. It's not.
Is that a regret of his at all?
No, not really. He's really not into kids at all. Even
Happy
like, you know how
birthday,
little
Papa.
I am? Even less
In
than
order
me.
for our civilization to continue, we have
Thank
to have
you.
children.
I know.
And
It
having
is, yeah,
children
I
is-
mean-
He
having children
has
is
a bunch
great-
of siblings who had kids, and I had a bunch of siblings who had kids already. So I think
What's up,
like,
Adam?
because that was my sisters were
said
having
hi.
kids while I was in high school, so I got to like do the whole baby, like be a part of the baby thing from a very early part in life and see what that like. How like Alice knows, it's fucking scary at first. There wasn't even my fucking baby. You know?
It is impressive that on a stream of 6 random people from random places, that Adam and Alice are the only 2 that have done their part.
Kamikaze St. Michael. Happy
And they did
belated
it right too. They
Who
did
is
it right.
Adam? Who is Adam?
Adam is
Sir,
Alice's
Sir,
Adam
Thick,
is-
Sir Thick Boy,
Oh,
Alice's husband.
What are you eating, Alice?
oh,
Yeah,
he's not
whose
even in the
birthday?
chat. Like you said. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's the one in the chat.
What are you
Yeah,
eating,
we're
Alice?
wild.
We don't
Appropriate.
invite him.
Travis-
We don't invite him
Lasagna.
on the Wednesday streams. Forrest
Yes,
Mommy
I do.
refuses
Yes, he's
to have
always
Adam on the Wednesday. He's an honorable mention in there.
I was just about to say that. Paul.
I'm sure I could still have a baby and shit. My one sister had her babies a little late. I think she was 40 when she had one. I'm sure, but then I'm also like, I was never pregnant, so maybe I'm not even fucking fertile. I don't know, but I'm like the right person because I've never been on like prescriptions. I've never been on birth control. Whose birthday is it?
It is Kamikaze's birthday on the 15th, and everybody's wishing him a happy belated birthday because
happy birthday, Kamikaze,
Like
on the
2
15th.
weeks ago. What the fuck?
We're wishing belated birthday to my younger
But
sister.
Force Mommy, you brought up a great point. As discussed, like I said, I've been very promiscuous, and my motto is the opposite of your motto, where you come in all the pussies. And not having kids made me wonder if I was infertile. I have been tested. I think the most recent I was tested was 2 years ago. My swimmers are good.
They're swimming.
Well, I'm out of beer.
I've just always had timed it right. I don't know. Unless I'm doing it wrong.
The pull-out game is
there's only a couple
immaculate,
days
though.
a girl can get pregnant anyways. Like it's amazing how many fucking, it's crazy to me.
Paul, your pull-out game is immaculate.
I don't pull
and
out,
I was having sex the whole time too. You know?
We're full service around these parts.
Kenny, out of curiosity, how are you comfortable with saying how old you are? Because I'm curious just how old you are.
I am almost 28.
A mature 20,
Hex,
might I add.
23 hex or 24?
26.
25. Oh,
26. Wow, I'm way off. Paul is 37. Okay, so are you guys like still shooting ropes pretty good? Like when you finally eject?
Solid, bro. Solid streams.
Because I got to be honest with you.
They're not lasers. They're not lasers. But I'm still pulling it up. You know what I mean?
I'm sure Hex is because he's unvaccinated completely. Sorry, go on, Kenny.
To answer your question, if I understood the question,
are you spurting when you come, or is it?
Oh,
nothing?
yeah.
Watery.
Is the volume there? Is the volume there?
Oh yeah, it's quite sometimes. Sometimes I fuck up my fucking laptop screen, but yeah.
And that's why I asked. God damn it! I wish I had that.
Yeah, so I'm pretty good on that. Like I'm pretty good on that.
Do your kegels. Do you have to do your kegels, Doug, or whatever?
If you're in listen, when you're in good physical shape, you're usually
I gotta get some water.
If you're in good physical shape, you're in good sexual health. So I've been trying to get in good physical shape.
But
sexual health, it's all it all helps each other.
Yeah, like I don't drink alcohol like that anymore. I don't really smoke weed. I don't know if that's an impact. I've been hitting the weights pretty hard.
I've got to disagree here. I know science says I'm wrong, and I'm not. This is not a bragging thing, but like I haven't worked out since 2014, since nobody made me. You know what I mean? Like or 2015. Like I don't go to the gym often. I've worked out occasionally here and there.
Oh, you don't go to the gym often? You don't go to the gym? That was mean. I'm sorry. that was so mean of me.
Fuck.
Anyway,
you fat piece of shit.
Yeah, I know I'm a fat fuck. Calling me fat's not a big deal. Anyway, I feel like I have never lost my sex drive or like any of my sexual health, and I seriously contribute to take prescription drugs. Like even when prescribed drugs, I don't take it. I'm never on any pharmaceutical. Maybe twice a year I take Excedrin for a headache. That's it. And I've always thought like all this shit I see of people having mental health problems and sexual health problems, I've often wondered, does this spawn from prescription drugs? Like being on a lot throughout their whole entire lives.
It's certainly possible because it's certainly possible because when I got hooked on a lot of pills and shit, because I wasn't just opiates, I was also on like antidepressants and sexual enhancement drugs and shit like that too. And I think I bought into it. I think I was being fed that whole line of psychology to where I just bought into like I need to be medicated. And I like took everything that was prescribed to me. To this day, I still need a Cialis and it's been 4 years, but if I'm going to have sex with somebody, I need to have assistance. And that's why I asked the question, because everybody, or Blue Chew, I think great sponsor if we had ever had that, or Fleshlight. But I think that's why I asked the question of the men in the room, was to see the age gap and what it was like, because I'm going to be 43 and I've noticed like Kenny was saying, when I'm working out in the spring and the summer, when I'm walking and jogging like 6 miles a day, I'm in shape and I'm getting hard-ons without the aid of assistance. And I'm generally ejaculating like a man should. But now that we're in the winter and I've put on 30 pounds and I eat garbage and I'm smoking and drinking beer and I'm not walking or jogging, like it's literally like a kid burping, like patting a baby and having them burp up on your burp up sleeve on your. It's literally that's what it's like when I ejac. It's like a kid burping up. It's nothing. It's depressing, and I think that's.
Oh, it's just like a little spit up.
It really. It's so.
All right.
Hey, I follow
a few things I want to address in the chat real quick. St. Michael asks, okay. Am I the only one who prefers to hump something versus jerk? I'm assuming that's in the context of masturbation. So, like, hump a fleshlight or a sex toy versus jerk.
I'm a pillow humper.
I have a fleshlight. Rarely use it. I mean, it's enjoyable, but I think it's a lot of work. That's all I'm saying. It's a lot. So I think I'll have to go with jerk. Doug, he's asking
I'm a
for
dry
both
jerk.
of our response.
I personally, when I was thin and I was getting clean from drugs, rubbing up against a pillow or something soft would really do it for me, like the sensation of it. But I've had time to kind of get used to who I am now, somewhat sober, I suppose. And I need a jerk, and I'm a dry jerk. I've never been a lube guy. I am a straight gruff hand motherfucker. I grip it and rip it. You know what I mean?
Did you see my Vaseline sandwich post today?
I didn't on Insta or Twitter because I want to look at it now.
I said, they always say, like, girls, what would you do if you have a dick for a day? And so I shared this thing, and it was a Vaseline on white bread, and I'm like, I would jack off with a sandwich. That's what I would do.
Every guy goes through that experimental phase of, like, what can I fuck?
Can I tell you what's really good?
Agreed. Hold on, I just want to address these real quick. Oh, you look like a goddamn great value, Steve Austin. That is the sweetest. That is the sweetest chat somebody's ever sent to me. Thank you, Randy.
Put that back up. Put that back up.
Travis, to answer your question, yes, I am diagnosed with it.
Put up the I got to screen grab that. Okay, good. We're good. I wanted to have a screen grab of that.
What
That's
was
awesome.
it? PD or PTSD? Or what was it?
Oh, I don't know. I think he meant PTSD. I think that's what he meant. I am diagnosed, yes, but I don't take any medications, and I finished my counseling program a long time ago.
You learned coping mechanisms. We've all learned. I feel like we're a group of people who've learned coping mechanisms to deal with life, and that's why we're not fucking losers.
Kamikaze. I love this guy. I love the people in the chat right now. I really do. But the dude like brought up workaholics, and all I could think of was Catherine Zeta-Jones. She deeps beneath the lasers. Ooh. Sorry, that's for stoners.
Fuck you, Hayden. I don't take it as a roast. It's only a roast if I feel roasted by it.
I roasted you before. That was a mean roast.
Well, yeah, you're an unsufferable cunt sometimes, but I let it go.
I'm not insufferable though. It's really
you're not. You are very sufferable.
I actually love you to death quite a bit. The way I love Alice, the way I love Paul, the way I love Hex.
Kenny.
We don't call it discrimination. We call it hazing. Am I right, Jess? We call it hazing.
Yeah, we haze. Kenny's already been plenty hazed, but when new people ask to come on, we're just going to bring them on Wednesdays and haze the fuck out of them. That's what
I'm never going to haze Kenny. I like Kenny.
But see, your hazing is just like compliments.
I'm not surprised.
In a fun
God
way.
damn it, Kenny! You have the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen.
Kenny, I wish I had your
like you fuck bitches, and that's your hazing though. It's not like
if you're gonna tell me a dirty story, we're just gonna talk about it again because I think it's hilarious. Was it a Camry? Was it a Camry?
I want another beer.
God, Kenny, you are, and this is gonna come off as a little gay, and I'm okay with it. Kenny was my favorite part of the Forest Mommy Discord. Like that is what I'm most thankful for, was meeting Kenny through the Discord.
I kind of want to jump on it again so I can see his dick now.
I need to jump on it again. I gotta go pee real quick.
Yeah, you totally left these people hanging.
Yeah, go pee. You're gonna go flick your bean to Kenny's penis.
Won't be the first time. Will not be the first time. Don't tell Mr. Force Michael.
Hey, you pretty girl. Come up and say hi.
We should absolutely get the apartment together, and we should make our own beef jerky in that apartment.
I do like that we got a nice long Wednesday stream going on. I'm on vacation, so this is nice.
Dude, can I tell you that the fact that I'm not going to get to do this next week pisses me off? I wish I had day shifts so I could be a part of this stream every Wednesday. I love doing this shit, man. I'm only gonna get to do like 10 to 15 minutes next week, and it sucks, donkey dick.
Come on, girl. Say hi to Alice. Come say hi.
Alice, where art thou going? Upstairs to take a
I'm
bath.
trying to get her up here, Alice. She's
I
looking at me
see.
like, she's like, can I have some of that beer? She keeps looking at the beer right here.
Hey, did they get their presents that I got them?
They're almost chewed gone. By the way, they love the fucking hooves, but they smell
Right.
like cow shit.
Yeah, that's what hooves smell like. They're animal parts, buddy.
I'm just saying.
That's
Yeah,
so
Doug got-
sweet that you get them gifts.
Oh, they
They're my
made
niece
out
and nephew.
better than anybody. They got the most gifts on Christmas in the Burke household.
That's my niece and nephew, man.
Mom
I
and
told
Dad
you
got
about
them.
that dog that Paul, you know about that dog that I loved more than anything. I used to post him in the chat. He died.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
Why are
that,
you
Kenny.
covering your boobs, Jess? Jesus Christ. Put the
You didn't
fucking
hear
sweater on
anything I
because
just
it's too cold. Sorry, Kenny.
Were
I
you
heard
looking
it.
at my nipples? Were they there?
Well, I was until you put
Hey,
the blue fucking meanie on.
you have incredible nipples. It needs to be said.
Look at
Alice,
his
you
pillow,
might too.
Doug.
I don't know. I hope to learn one day.
Yeah, you could
Hey,
erase
Adam,
homework.
God, how is it every time I say this shit, Adam's not by his phone and can't hear it? I'm so pumped.
He's right behind Alice though, lighting a cigarette.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Jess.
she's got
you
headphones
could
on.
take your
Can't hear
kids.
What up?
Jess, we could get you in a time machine, go
I can
back to
hear
the 90s and erase somebody's homework with your nipples. That's how
And
He
awesome
Hex,
they
can
I
are.
don't
hear
wanna-
you. He has his Bluetooth.
Oh, damn it.
His Bluetooth or his Bluetooth?
Hex, I want you to know, I think you have amazing nipples, and I'm not ashamed to say I've probably seen yours more than Jess's.
Hex, I would love to see your nipples. Please pull them out on camera right now. You're a dude. You
Oh,
should have no phobia.
Hex,
I don't think it's against your
Hex.
religion to pull your nipples
If
out.
it's a summertime, if it's a summertime golden shower Sunday stream, I'm hoping we don't get too big time. Where in the summertime, Hex doesn't just wear boxers, because he was wearing boxers for a
I love
solid
when they were shirtless.
5
I
weeks
love
in a
when Hex
row.
was shirtless.
Yeah,
I don't
Hex
need
was
to be
shirtless
put to
weeks in a
shame.
row.
I don't need to see Hex in boxers. I don't need to be embarrassed. I don't need to be the second guy in the room with the biggest dick.
It happens so often that when he started wearing a shirt again, me and First, like in chat, were like, "What the fuck is going on? Why is Hex wearing a shirt right now?"
Yeah,
I
I like when he
remember
was shirtless. I like when he came on shirtless and then Q came on shirtless too, and they didn't like coordinate it. That was hilarious.
Q is living his best life. He's
Where
a
we go,
great
where we go.
fucking follow on Twitter.
And he's got a girlfriend now.
Is that a
Yeah.
girlfriend? That's what I was. I didn't like want to like. Oh damn, girl, but like he keeps calling her baby girl, so I'm like, I don't want to fucking like say way to go with the girl if it's like his daughter or something.
No, he announced it. Like he posted
Yeah,
a
that's his
picture.
I missed
Yeah.
it. I must have missed it. That's awesome.
Like
Good
a
for
couple
him.
weeks ago. And yeah, now they're like on a little vacation to Florida together.
Aw,
Sweet.
I love his meal posts. Like it's in truck meal posts, and I love like now that he's on vacation, he's posted all the shit he's eating in Florida. I'm like, God, that looks good.
I know, dude. Our Bennigan's.
I'm
I was
so
thinking about
hungry
Florida.
a little bit.
I do
What?
too. I want rallies. I want sheets. I want Bennigan's. I want everything I could think of right now. I want a Monte Cristo with a little jar of
Ugh.
fucking raspberry jam.
Rallies
dip.
is so good.
Hey,
Rallies
what did
is
you
fucking
do?
delicious.
Sativa and hybrid St. Michael. That's my thing. Sorry.
all
but-
of it, St. Michael.
That's true. I'll take indica if I need to sleep.
I'm
but
like,
sativa-
I will vape, I will smoke, I will put anything in my body anyway. I'll take a little pill. I have Pressy pills that are pot. I'm gonna take some right now.
I've done everything that I could possibly want to do, except DMT. I have one trip to go hang out with Molly, which I think I may do for New Year's Eve. I'm still not entirely sure yet if I want to do that or if I want to save it. But
Is it
I would
Pressy
love,
or in a bag, Molly? What kind is?
Crystal.
In Minecraft.
hypothetically, it's crystal in a capsule. The crystallized.
Hayden
Hypothetically.
with the most controversial comment of the night.
Shut up, Hayden. No, it's not. You sound like that guy from last week. Oh, Sheets is so much better than Wawa. I've been to both. But I'm
I
not
will
gonna
agree that
shame.
Wawa is more high end, but I think Sheets is better.
Sheets
But then
tastes so
again,
much
I am the great value Steve Austin. So
Dude, that's the comment of the night, dude. The great value Steve
That's
Austin.
random.
yeah, I'm not taking that as an insult.
I love it. This is the
Yeah,
greatest show
St.
ever.
Michael is Alice Lucy guy. He likes doing that skank fest and shit.
Come on, chat. If you've been to Wawa and Sheets, hit it up. Which one's better, Wawa or Sheets?
I've
can't
been
do
to
it.
both. And I like Sheets better. Like Wawa
Yeah.
is like, yeah, it's like bigger and more high end and stuff, but
And cleaner.
yeah,
but
and they
but
have
you
like
don't
a
got-
nicer like little table area and stuff in it too. But I'm not gonna
Still.
lie, I love them chicken wraps.
chicken
Good.
wraps. You don't got boom boom sauce. You can't get a fried egg on a burger.
At
It's 39
Sheetz?
cent hot dog. Oh, dude, yeah, Sheets has awesome shit, dude. When Paul and I was disappointed when we got up the night after the wedding vow renewal. I told Paul's like, "You want to go to Sheets?" Because I was hungover as fuck, and he's like, "We'll get you a burger and an egg." And for whatever reason, at that time of morning, they would not serve a burger with a fried egg, so I ended up getting like a chicken sandwich or a 39-cent hot dog. But the day before, I got like a burger with a double cheeseburger with a fried egg on it, and it was fucking dope. I think I had boom boom sauce added to it. It was so good.
Food's great.
Sheets,
Oh, I don't have Bucky's. I don't have Bucky's, Wawa, or Sheets here.
Bucky's is awesome too. I've been to a Bucky's. I love the golden with those little golden nuggets that they make, those little caramel honey nugget things. I
Yeah,
love Bucky's.
Bucky's win. If we were having a competition of all, Bucky's would take the prize.
Well,
in
They're
every
like
way, shape, or
everything,
form.
aren't they? Bucky's is like has everything, right?
Bucky's is like a Walmart for a gas station. It's huge.
Bucky's is a yeehaw Wawa. No, it's not. It's like 7 times the size of any Wawa. Like the
Yeah, it
smallest
has like
Bucky's
a
is 7
grocery
times the
store in it,
biggest
right?
Wawa. Yeah. And their brisket sandwiches are fucking fantastic. Bucky's for the win.
Who was
Wawa
laughing?
stuff-
Who was laughing in the background? Was that your sister, Hex?
Yeah, that's my sister. She's
I
playing.
love it. It was a good laugh.
What is she playing?
What the fuck is it? Dead by Daylight, probably. I think.
Dude, she's in the Dead by Dude, your sister sounds awesome. She should come on a stream sometime. Dead by Daylight's dope as fuck, man.
Is your sister okay with you being friends with white people?
Serious question.
I never thought that would be an option in 2022, but I guess now that I look at it, maybe.
How funny would it be if like Hex's sister was like the antithesis to Hex, like the complete opposite, like protests
into
on
white
colleges, like anti-gunner, like everything that Hex is not.
Well, she has a gun now, so
Yeah, she was
Good
shooting.
for her.
Hell yeah. You ain't gonna be a victim if you got. I mean, you can still be a victim, but at least you had a fucking shot or a chance, you know. That was that Christopher. When Christopher Titus blocked me, it was about that. I'm like,
That's right. I forgot he blocked you.
oh, I don't think on this account though. I should check
Nah.
that.
Hey, Alice, do you still have lights on the Christmas tree?
Hey, Force Bobby.
Do you want me to
Tons
plug
of
them in?
Hell yeah! With that new camera, I think it would look dope behind you.
Oh, show him do a dance show. Hit him with the light show.
Yeah, get a crop top on while you're at it. Yeah, put a crop top on. Booty
Oh,
shorts.
How were you gonna say something?
I don't remember.
Baby, I want your money. Hey,
7
oh.
beers is where I'm starting to like. All right, I'm feeling good. We're loosen.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not
done.
blocked
I have
on
no
this
record.
account. I should.
Hayden
probably-
says Hex's sister is in Israel.
Hey, Marge,
Muslim
are you up? I'm not going to say your location, but are you up where you said you were going to move? Marge?
Yeah, she moved
Alex-
up to there. She did.
Yeah, don't say
Alex.
where. it
I don't
is.
know where she's at, but I know she's a Midwesterner now. So welcome, Marge.
Hex,
She's
what
on
were
the
you
road
saying?
because she's a trucker. Alice
No,
and Tree looks
Hayden said in the chat that Hex's sister is an Israelite. I
Oh.
said, we're both raised Muslim. That's not happening.
Yo, those people. Hey, Hex. Let me tell you about this. I was watching one of those threads on Twitter, and this dumb
Oh my God,
motherfucker.
Alice, you look awesome.
Dark Side Alice. Dark Side Alice.
Let me
Alice,
finish.
Hey,
Let me finish.
Sorry. Let me finish. Can I finish? Go ahead. Okay, I'm sorry.
So this guy said that not only was the first samurai black, but all samurai are black. And then me and some other guys were just roasting this guy. Like, that's not true.
Oh
Like,
my
this is like, I don't even want to post anything. That's like, where do these people get this idea? Hex, come on, man. That shit's stupid.
What was
So
the
the
idea?
samurai thing, that's actually a new one for me.
Oh,
And
you
samurais
don't
are
heard-
black and not Asian.
Guys said that not only was the first samurai black, which is not true, but in order to be a samurai, you have to be black. A samurai, like a warrior.
Thank you.
So I'm like, what the
Hmm.
fuck? Like you're making us look bad. You're making us look stupid.
You really
So I'm like,
are.
what the fuck is this?
Well, when people say stupid ideas, though, that's fine. Let them say stupid shit and we just ignore it and move on. But like in our society with social media, people say stupid shit and then everyone shares the stupid shit. And I'm like, why are we sharing these stupid thoughts? Like, I get
Correction.
it.
It's so dumb.
Correction,
It's like,
I do not say
Argue
stupid shit,
anything like-
and I am part of everybody. So right there, it's flawed.
What? That you
I
don't say
said
stupid
I
No.
never say stupid shit.
I just mean
I'm
like
part
all
of
those
everybody.
annoying Twitter accounts people will share the stupid, like someone was saying something about how they don't want to be a mom because they don't blah blah, and then people share all this shit and they'll go look at this idiot saying this and they share it and they share it and it's like if you think it's
Oh,
stupid,
yeah.
why are you sharing it? You know what I mean?
don't know.
Like,
Yeah, that I agree,
But
Jess. That makes it worse. That makes it
but
worse.
I get also it's funny to dunk on people, so I get that aspect of it. But then it's also like, why aren't we sharing the good ideas? We should be sharing all the good ideas more than the
And
bad. But
I'm
humans
just
are
at the point
My-
where every time I'm at the point where anytime I see someone say something stupid, I just block them. I don't need that negativity.
I'm the same way.
Ab-
I mute a
absolutely.
lot.
I have never blocked anything other than a company account with a rainbow flag. But my opinion on this, on Twitter in general, is I try to be as positive as I can on Twitter, and I don't try. I never start a conflict with anybody. I only like you said, anything that's positive, I'll retweet or I'll engage in. But if you come to me and not you, and you start talking shit, it's game on. And the odds are you're going to get a go fuck yourself really fucking quickly. And I found that when you tell a random stranger, like when they're trying to make their point to you, but they're being a dick about it, you tell them to go fuck themselves. And like immediately they're like, well, I don't want to talk to this guy anymore. Like people are so afraid of conflict, even in a faceless, like internet world.
Mm-hmm.
Kamikaze,
yeah, even
you
like
wrote,
that
you
guy
have
who
to-
blocked me. Sorry, go ahead.
Kamikaze wrote, you have to be black to be a samurai. I don't know about that, but like Afro
Yeah, that's my
samurai.
first time
pretty
hearing
dope.
about that one. That's goofy.
Although it's not the first time I've heard about it because I love Afro Samurai. It's a great cartoon on Adult Swim. PlayStation Video. I've heard of Black Samurais before. It's not the first time.
Yeah,
I blocked-
It's a
Yasuke.
joke.
There's at least one.
That was a dope cartoon. Afro Samurai is well worth the fucking
Oh
watch.
man, I
if
love
you've never
Afro
seen it.
Samurai. And Bushido Brown from the Boondocks.
Yep. Yep. Fucking Adult Swim had some great fucking shit
Mhm.
back in the day, man.
Mm-hmm.
They just came out with a new Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie, but it was
You like me, Rob? How you doing, Facets? I'm Master Six. I don't care. I bet you up, motherfucker.
Yeah, I love Aqua Teen Hunger Force. They just came out with a new movie, which it wasn't as good as I remember the show being. I mean, I have all the seasons on DVD, but I loved Aqua Teen Hunger Force when it was on. C Lab 2020, was it 2021? All those old Adult Swims shows.
Dude, what's on Adult Swim nowadays? Is it woke shit or like what do they play nowadays?
I think it's like Tim and Eric shit. I think it's more live action shit like Eric Andre, Tim and Eric. I don't know if that's still a thing.
I used to love Tim back in the day.
Did you guys watch Sam Hyde?
I was just thinking that, Kenny. I was like, wasn't Sam Hyde on Adult Swim? Like, he had an Adult Swim show.
Hey, Sam Hyde is a fucking legend. Sam Hyde.
I agree.
wrote
I
the
agree.
Song. I don't know if you guys know who Anthony Fantano is. Do you guys know who that is?
The name sounds familiar.
But anyway, so Sam Hyde wrote this song with
Zora, you have my heart.
Shut up, Doug. Let Kenny finish.
I'm sorry.
So he wrote this song where he was fucking trashing Anthony Fantano, who's a fucking douchebag. I fucking hate Anthony Fantano. But anyway, he wrote this song with the black dude trashing Anthony Fantano, and whenever he wanted to say the N-word, the black dude would say it, but Sam Hyde would write the song. So it's just like the song's called "Fuck Fantano." And you know, I used to like Fantano in the beginning, but Fantano just became really annoying recently. So
Sam Hyde, like, I'm not a huge, like, I don't know a lot about him. I've just tipped the iceberg, but I like everything I see. And I knew he used to be on. He had his own like sketch comedy show on Adult Swim.
TED Talk. He had a TED Talk.
The TED Talk is hilarious. But Sam Hyde, for those who don't know, whenever a mass shooting happens and they immediately want to blame it on the white race, inevitably a picture of Sam Hyde holding an AR-15 always pops up as like, we think this is the suspected shooter. Every fucking time the news does it. And it always fucking cracks me up when they do it.
And that's where I'm gonna go. He can't keep getting away with this or something like that.
Yeah, like we gotta stop it. It's the same picture every time. Like major news organizations put a picture of Sam Hyde holding an AR-15.
Did you guys ever watch Xavier, the angel guy with the weird? He had a snake
The
hand.
Renegade Angel.
Yeah,
Xavier, Renegade Angel.
I love
I don't
that
think
one.
so.
It was so
Mr.
weird. It was so weird,
love
but I
that.
fucking love that shit.
That Moral Oral, Mr. Pickles, all there's an Adult Swim app for the Amazon Prime Fire Stick you can get. It has all of their original programming. John Glazer had a live action show about being a werewolf hunter or something like that. Like there's all kinds of crazy shit on Adult Swim.
Yeah, Xavier
so much
was
good shit.
Xavier was so funny because it was so stupid, and it was like I remember at the time of my life when I was watching it, I have it on DVD, but it was like it's so dumb and it's so like how did someone make this shit and they made it to TV
Dude.
and it was like hilarious, you know?
Adult Swim made 3 seasons. I have the first on DVD. They have not released the second 2 on DVD. But there was a live action show that had Charlie Murphy in the first 2 seasons and the father from Friday. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head right now.
Oh,
but it was a
John
show called
Witherspoon.
Johnny Witherspoon. It was a show on Adult Swim called Black Jesus, and it was another guy. I can't remember who played Black Jesus, but it was set in Compton. It was set in Compton, California, and Jesus came back from the dead, and he was Black Jesus who was to save the people of Compton by starting like a community garden where they grew weed and tomatoes and hydroponic. Dude, that show, if you've never seen Black Jesus and you can find it streaming somewhere, I recommend watching Black Jesus. It's so fucking good.
And I don't watch like any TV anymore. And I didn't really then either. I was one of those people like I didn't have a TV, but I would watch DVDs and shit. That's how I would see like Xavier. I never watched it.
Me too.
As it happened. Or like Arrested Development shit. I saw it after the fact. Or
funny enough.
What's the other one? What's the Larry David one?
Fucking shit. I know.
Why can't none of us think of it?
Curb Your
Enthusiasm. I was gonna say that's the only Larry David thing I know is Curb Your Enthusiasm.
And whatchamacallit?
Oddly enough, all of this shit came out when the time that I called Paul to tell him I was gay is when all of this shit was coming out. Travis in the chat, Assy McGee, same time when I was telling Paul I was gay, I was getting into Assy McGee.
Doug, what you just said was very interesting because that is a strong
I tried.
That's a strong hypothesis for the sexuality. What the fuck is that?
The sexuality of what?
Yeah, that sexuality has a strong cultural and interpersonal component. And
sure.
I think that what you just said is just a very good example of that. That I think No, real quick, I'll be done in a second.
No, go for it.
Sexuality comes from biology, psychology, interpersonal examples, cultural, sociological, time. It comes from all these things, and it's more so for women than men. But in your example, I think that's exactly true for men too.
Oh, sure. I like to think of it as like it's like listening to a song that takes you back to a certain memory or going into a room and smelling a certain scent that brings you back. I feel that same way. Like I can say like when I called Paul to tell him I was gay, like I could tell you exactly where I was, what I was doing, who I was at that time. Like I remember all that shit. That's how I tie it together.
I was 4 rum runners deep when that happened.
I really love our chat tonight. Number one, Randy Rabus. If you haven't seen Baby's Kids, We Can't Be Friend. We don't die, we multiply. We don't die, we multiply, my man. I love Baby's Kids. I love Robin Harris. I love House Party 1 and 2.
Did you watch the PJs? Did you watch the PJs?
Yep.
Paul and I both did when it first came out.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, the PJs. I fucking loved the Proud Family. Maybe that was a little after you guys, but the Proud Family.
Oh yeah, I remember Proud Family.
Have you ever seen? There's a great cartoon that was on Comedy Central. There's 3 seasons, and I don't know if it's streaming on anything, but if you could find the Legends of Chamberlain Heights. I'm sorry, the Legends of Chamberlain Heights. It's set in like a LA inner city high school about 3 friends, two black kids and one white kid, and the white kid is voiced by a black comedian, and the other two black kids are voiced by white actors. It's a fucking hilarious show. I don't know why I brought that up either. Oh, Baby's Kids, duh. Yeah, sorry.
No,
And
I don't
PJs
know
and all
this one, but I definitely know Baby's Kids.
Baby's
I feel
Kids
like the
is
narrator
great.
was the same one. Yeah, I never was. I watched Legend of Chamberlain. I know of it, but I was never like the animation. Never was really my thing. But I love the Proud Family, Baby's Kids, the PJs.
I love all that now.
The Wayans.
Have you
brothers.
seen?
Daniel, I remember the kids I babysit used to love when Power Rangers started. That's why I love that.
I still love Power Rangers.
I know. I love the people I'm meeting now who are still into it. And I'm like, oh, you were probably the age of the people I babysat because they were so into it.
I fucking
God
love
damn it,
the Power.
Jess, that reminds me of Boots when she was a baby.
Oh, that foot I just sent you. That's a golden, isn't it? That's a good follow, by the way.
Here's a funny story. I could tell you where I was when I found out that Power Rangers wasn't cool to admit that you liked out loud. I was in 6th grade, and my buddy George Cushins at the time, we were both massive Power Rangers fans throughout 4th through 5th grade. And when we came into 6th grade, I'm like, "Did you see they're making a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie?" He's like, "Dude, don't ever say that out loud in front of me ever again. Power Rangers is for babies." I'm a 42-year-old man here to tell you I still fucking love Power Rangers, man. That
the original first seat, like the first.
I feel like a lot of people
great.
still love Power Rangers. Like
I'm finding out. I'm finding out.
The remake movie that came out a few years ago with the guy from Stranger Things 3, the brother with the mullet. They remade Power Rangers with Elizabeth Banks. That's fucking awesome. Cute. Yeah. He plays the Red Ranger, I think, in the remake. It's fantastic. That movie's awesome.
Can we talk about the White Ranger dying? Tommy?
He killed himself. Didn't he commit suicide?
He killed himself.
Is that what it was? I didn't see that when I first read it. It was like right when he died.
Daniel's met him in person. Daniel's in the chat. Daniel's met him in person a bunch of times, and like it really hit him hard because
I was gonna say, like, for not thinking about Power Rangers since I was a kid. Like, there was a piece of me when I heard his death. I'm like, oh man, I had the little sword you can get from McDonald's, like the flute sword of his that you like got as a toy. God, that hit hard,
dude. He was
at first
awesome
when I read it. I didn't know it was a suicide. When the initial reports came out, they said unexplained death, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Him and the Yellow Ranger are dead in real life too. I forget how she died.
Daniel, do you think it's not a suicide?
Suicide. It's a suicide.
I agree with Daniel. Bryan Cranston was great in the Power Ranger movie.
I feel like I'm too old for all of this.
I don't know. I don't think you're ever too. I don't think you're ever too old to like what you like.
Like you're younger than Doug. You're not too old.
That's true. That's true.
I think if you like what you like, if it makes you happy and it fulfills your life with the time spent that we have here on this earth and in this life, I think it doesn't matter.
There was shit that was too young for me that I loved, like Degrassi. I was too old for Degrassi, but I'm
not going to go pull the box set.
I have Degrassi box sets too. I have it too. The Next Generation.
Yeah, let's do it, Jeff. Let's do it. Let's nerd out together. I'll go get mine. You go get yours.
I sent Paul those pictures. Remember those pictures I sent you, Paul, with my dark hair and my Degrassi?
Yeah, I never got into the Next Generation the one that Kevin Smith and Jason Mew were on, but I have the original 1980s first 3 seasons of Degrassi. I fucking Joey Jordan and all. I love all that.
Paul, okay, stop. I'll stop. Yeah, Drake was on Degrassi. He was on Degrassi. The next Jimmy, and then he got shot.
He was on the Next Generation,
and then he got in a wheelchair. He was playing basketball in his wheelchair, and then he became Drake.
And he was
There's a bunch of people who came to America.
Yo, Degrassi.
I think when you
there's one girl in.
I like the way you worded that, and then he became Drake.
Kenny, where were you? I'm sure you already said that. I probably forgot. Where were you born again? Out of curiosity. Or where were you raised? Where'd you grow up at? Was it Florida?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Me?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I should have addressed
Florida.
you. Yes,
But
you
I
were
was
born and raised in Florida. Okay.
Yeah, I'm born in Michigan.
See, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me because Paul and I, whenever I meet somebody who knows what Degrassi is, like it's either the next, like Jess who knows and people in the chat with Drake and that, the next Emma and the Next Generation, but like where Paul and I grew up in Michigan, we had a satellite dish, one of the first satellite dishes that our dad got when we lived where Paul, oddly enough, is living now. And it was one of those big NASA satellites. So you had to like wait for it to fucking turn to tune into something. And you were able to get BBC so clear. And I got hooked on Degrassi. And I don't know if that's the same. When you like, that's why I was curious. Like, it's very rare that I meet people who are into the original Degrassi. Right. And like, you were like, yeah, I love that shit. To know you grew up in Michigan. That's awesome.
You grew up in Michigan. Okay. I'm going to play a racial stereotype right now, Kenny. Don't get mad at me. Was it the Dearborn area?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I listen, I was just born there, so I spent like 0 time there.
Isn't Dearborn, that's more like Middle Eastern, isn't it?
That's more like Muslim people.
Yeah, that's more...
It's more Muslim. It's Muslim. Dearborn is Muslim.
Where I was going with it,
Jewish.
If it was in that area, I'm just saying you're close to Windsor, Canada, so I'm assuming you would get the Canadian channels, which is where Degrassi was on basic.
I was just born there, but my parents were immigrants, but I was born there, and I moved when I was like 1, so I spent 0 time there, like 0, like none.
Oh, okay.
I just like the sports teams, but that's it.
Gotcha. Are you a Tigers fan? I'm a baseball guy.
Well, now I'm curious.
Yeah, Lions, Red Wings, Tigers.
Red Wings, good man. I'm a Red Wings fan.
And I went to 2 colleges, but I'm still a Wolverines fan. But I've gone to 2.
My man.
Steiner Brothers, man. Steiner Brothers represent.
But to be fair, like technically both of my colleges had football teams. They both suck. I could have tried on and made it, and I'm only 5'9". Maybe 5'10".
Could have been the Rock.
Oh,
you could have been the Rock, Kenny.
I went to my doctor for my physical, and I officially have shrunk.
Are you Jewish now, like an old Jewish lady?
I'm just an old woman now.
Are you Benjamin Buttons in reverse now? You're just getting shorter, and you're going to be a baby.
Well, women just shrink.
Well, you're normal. Benjamin Button reverse is normal.
I'm with you here. I'm not a Degrassi guy either.
That's true.
I was a little too old for that Degrassi Next Generation, but I fucking still loved it. And we didn't have cable growing up, and right when I was like a senior,
reminds me.
Kamikaze just reminded me that there was a show called 17. I forgot all about that.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Horse Mommy. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
I'm used to it, guys. I'm used to it. It's fine.
We're
real life too. Everyone I'm just not a. It was a Joe Rogan I was listening to today, and he says some people, which maybe this is just Doug too. Like you have to say what's on your mind. You just have to so that's why you kind of cut in or interrupt a lot because you can't hold the thought and then let it, or you can obviously, but when it hits your brain, you're like, I gotta say it.
It's like a nervous tick. It really is like a nervous tick. I've had a lot of OCD shit throughout my entire life, and I've been on medication since I was a kid. And I really do think it's like a Tourette's tick. In my case, I actually do have Tourette's. I have a form of Tourette's that's been diagnosed, but I don't want to hide behind that or use it as an excuse. But it is I feel like I wish I knew how to shut the fuck up. I really, really wish in my life I knew how to shut it would have helped me out of so many goddamn jams.
I heard duct tape's pretty good for that.
But
I
don't.
What was that?
I hear duct tape's pretty good for
that. Gorilla glue.
That would be You just have to if it is a part of you and it's a thing, you either learn a coping mechanism with it or you don't. With shit like that. And other people are saying this too with all the I'm autistic, I'm this and that. And it's no, that's just your fucking quirk. And you can either control it or you can't. And there are some shit that is uncontrollable if it's autism or whatever. But you know what I mean? You have to learn how to cope with shit. No one's learning how to cope.
Okay. I'm not gonna go off on a tangent, but this autism thing.
But you're gonna go off on
I think it's so weird that we're living in a society where everybody wants to be autistic. I'm autistic. I have trouble looking at the color yellow. Shut up. You're not autistic. That's everybody's I'm autistic. I'm like Elon Musk. Okay, Elon Musk isn't autistic. He has Asperger's. And in the 90s, Asperger's didn't mean you were autistic. It just meant you had Asperger's. But the problem is, in the last 30 years, we've broadened the scope of what Asperger's means on the spectrum to where everybody's so many people now have Jesus fucking Christ. What were we just talking about? I feel like Doug right now. I
Autism?
had a bottle. Autism.
Are you
It's like
high,
everybody has
Paul? Did you just
autism.
hit a pothole?
No, all we did was we expanded the fucking gate of entry into what autism is. It's like now, like, oh, I occasionally smell pork tonight. Oh, that means you have autism.
Yeah, back in
Like
the
in
day,
the
people
90s.
just got raised normal. You were a little weird or whatever. But now all the
Yeah.
weird people are like you, and it's like even people here. Who's that? First says it all the time, and it makes him mad. He's like, "Well, I'm socially awkward." It's like, well, why would you say that? Don't say you are something, because then you will like. This is my lesson. We've taught people to say they do these things, and it's like, okay, you can point out you do these things, and you think you have to point it out. So obviously you
Who said
realize it. You know what I mean? Like,
Hex said that. Hex
no,
said
first
that
shot.
he said
First
Oh,
shot.
first shot. Oh, first shot said that. First shot. You've said that before, and I'll admit that it's taken a while to get you on. But once we get you on a stream and shit, like you have a few in you, like you open up, like you're not completely socially awkward, but you're like any other human being, where it takes a little while to get to know somebody and feel comfortable around.
And that's
them.
normal.
And once
and
you
that's
do,
like a normal thing.
completely normal. You know how long it took me to get comfortable doing shit like this? Like the fact that like the numbers keep growing and people keep commenting, and it can be overwhelming, but like it is what it is, man. Like you grow with
People's
it.
vibes, like I don't open up to everyone the same or connect with everyone. Like people's vibes are just different sometimes, and I'm not going to be social with some people. You know what I mean? Like that's normal to me. I don't know. What was I going to say? Go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off. Like I really do love the chat for the Force Mommy Hump Day. Travis Schiffer, like so high he passed it to his family when Paul had that brain fart.
Oh, that was a good one.
That's funny.
Yeah, there's like actual hero. There's like actual shit that can happen. That's why it's like so weird how everyone's saying like all that. It just, and I'm like the only non-autistic. I am not autistic at all. I'm a non-autistic libertarian. I'm not autistic at all. Anybody.
And let me clarify. I'm not undermining anybody's like learning disabilities or anything like that.
No.
What I'm saying is you may have something legitimately wrong with you. That doesn't mean you're autistic. Like, I think autism is used as the crutch in modern day society.
To not learn a coping
to be
mechanism.
Elon Musk. Yeah, not
Phoebe's
everybody's
just
Elon
became my
Musk. It's just
favorite
because you have
person.
Elon.
Phoebe's just completely won me over for the rest of the evening
That's
because
fun.
that's my favorite. That's my favorite of the Christopher Nolan trilogy. And it's because of Bane. I love that.
Bane was a good character. Is a good character. I like Bane.
Oh, so fucking good. I love Tom Hardy as Bane. I love that movie. Dark Knight Rises is my favorite.
Was that the
trilogy.
last of the Christopher Nolan Batman?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was good. I was hoping they were going to do a Robin with what's his toes, like the guy who played Robin. in that one.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, but they didn't.
We got Batfleck, and I'm okay with that. I like Ben Affleck as Batman quite a bit, actually. I don't care
He
what
wasn't
anybody
bad.
says.
Yeah, I think he was
very
bad in life, but he wasn't bad as Batman. But to be fair, Christian Bale was the best modern Batman.
Christian Bale.
I agree with that statement. For me, just because of nostalgia, I'll say Michael Keaton is the best Bruce Wayne ever.
That's gonna be my Batman from now until the end of my life.
like
That's
Michael
the Batman I
Keaton.
grew up. That was my summer of my summer of '89. My grandpa Elmer came to pick me up with Paul from summer camp and took me to go see Batman. He bought me a Batman T-shirt, a Batman hat. That is my Batman.
Yeah.
But I agree
It
with
was
you, Christopher
before
Nolan.
CGI shit.
It's
like
funny we were
campy.
talking about Elon Musk because in a space the other day I just said that Elon Musk is a less coordinated Batman. Like
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
That's exactly what he is. He's Batman. He's fucking the money, the Batmobile. He just doesn't have any coordination. That's it. That's all it is.
Elon Musk, you're on notice, man. Stop making those stupid fucking Tesla trucks and start making tumblers and become a splunker and make
You
a
don't
bat
think he
cave.
could? You don't think he
Let
could?
me tell you right now. If Elon Musk is going to turn into any superhero, it's going to be Iron Man. Like
I can see
that
that.
would
And
be
he
the
should do that too. He should
That
do
would
that
be the
too, but
path.
Batman would be way cooler. Batman would be way
Oh,
better.
An awkward
Jinx Siren, you owe me a soda.
Who has the most kids? Which superhero has a bunch of kids like Elon does?
I feel like Tony
How many
Stark
kids
has
does
probably
Elon
got
have?
some.
Tony
like
Stark
13?
doesn't have any kids. Up
Illegitimate
until
children. A few, like 20.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know if he has any illegitimate
20?
kids, Doug.
20? Did Hex say 20?
I think he has 13. I think he has 13.
Holy
I'm
fuck! What is he,
Googling.
a Mennonite?
Yo, even young boy doesn't have that many kids. That's crazy.
Is he Amish?
Who?
Oh, he
He
just
just
like
wants to
fucking a lot of women,
repopulate.
and he follows
Elon.
Paul's philosophy on coming in the pussy, which I respect.
And
about.
if you're like smart like him, like I said, with my shallow shit, I would have reproduced for my own shallow physical gene. So I'm sure he thinks he needs to reproduce because he's fucking smart, you know? Like
And to
and I
his
don't-
credit, he's big on repopulating the earth. So he is practicing what he preaches.
He's big
You
on
think-
repopulating the earth with the right people, which is fair.
Yeah, that's
He
the
has-
thing.
Yeah, they call it
He has
eugenics.
8 confirmed. He has 8 confirmed children.
8.
Yo, he's
confirmed. Okay.
in those Nick Cannon.
One of
numbers.
them is trans. One of his kids.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
disassociated from him. That's right.
Yeah.
Do you
It
think
is
like
suspected
Elon
he has
Musk?
it is suspected he has 10, but only 8 are confirmed to be his. My man
Dude.
said no to the DNA test. He's like, I watch Maury. I know how this plays out.
Yeah, so did Joseph when Mary got pregnant. Do you think Elon Musk is like could potentially be like Robin Williams in that movie Bicentennial Man, where like he invents like bioorganic like organs to keep people living forever? Is that a possibility?
No.
Could he be that guy? No. Okay.
He's trying though with the
Neuralink.
Telelink
Shit.
or what, Neuralink.
Neuralink.
Is that? I thought Neuralink is like kind of like a Google Glass, but like put in your brain.
That's yep.
And it can fix shit.
Sure.
Like it can
Is that what
fix
it is?
his eyesight and shit. Like it can bypass
Could it really?
problems. Yeah.
Apparently so, but I'm not getting in line for that.
You're,
Yeah.
I don't blame you, but
And here's my philosophy on the Neuralink thing. I don't like it. I would never put it in my body. But again, I don't want to stop anybody from doing it to themselves. Like if that's the path you want to go down, and you
I don't.
become cyborgs, that's okay, cool.
I don't.
It's
Yeah,
just
when
that at
Skynet
some
goes
point
live-
they'll like make it so you can't.
Before you do.
Yeah, they'll like say it's a choice for a while, and then they'll be like, everyone has to do it. You know what I mean? That's my
And then
fear.
and then Skynet
And then
will
Terminator
go live
2
and
happens.
Cyberdyne will become self-aware, and the Terminator Wars will start.
Skynet.
Yeah, I don't understand this fascinating. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like it as a sci-fi trope, but I don't understand the genuine fascination people have with wanting to live forever, whether it be through vampires
neither.
or bioorganics. Like I am looking for, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I am looking forward to death. I'm hoping 64, 66 at the most. Fingers crossed, God willing. But like life is good. I love life. I'm not willing to end it on my own, but like I do not want to live to 80. I don't want to live to 90. The world doesn't seem to be getting any better. It seems to be getting fucking worse. So I'm going to ride it out as best as I can, but I
And
hope
don't
it
wanna be
ends
in
quicker than it does
pain
later.
and forgetting
Exactly.
who I am and shit.
I want to die like Al Bundy wanted to die, with a greasy slice of pizza in one hand and a greasy hooter in the other. That's
I
for
just
you,
want
Alice.
to like sleep and not wake up. That would be my, whatever.
I would like to die in my bed whenever the good Lord calls me, with the 2 world record holding oldest golden retrievers ever dying at the same time.
And maybe a
Never
hot
happened,
chick.
I agree.
Maybe a hot chick too.
Or a hot dude. You could be riding some dude's pole.
Yeah.
Billy
Secret,
you and
maybe
Billy
secret Asian man's probably.
I could see you and James Corden being a couple, Paul. I really could. You
No.
being a power couple in
No.
Hollywood with James Corden? Yeah, why not,
Who's
dude?
James Corden?
That big fat gay British guy.
Oh, yeah.
Who does
Actually, he's
carpool
married.
karaoke.
Actually, he's married to a woman, and like
Sure,
they just got
sure,
like
sure.
they just got like ostracized from like every New York restaurant because I guess like he's an asshole at restaurants.
Because he's living a lie and he's gay. That's why.
'Cause he's
Because
a
they want him to
diva?
live a life.
Yeah, like
That guy's-
big time diva.
Well, yeah, you
'cause
can
like-
tell. Like some of these attention, like to do what they do. I'm an attention whore. I can definitely admit that. But they are like another level. You know what I mean? That's like, I'm sure.
I've
they
had
are fucking-
I think Paul and I have talked about this before, but like I've heard people who know him really well. Joe Rogan has said it before, but like people who said Jimmy Kimmel is a really great guy, a really sweet person, a really down to earth guy. But the guy I know who is on his show, who's turned half of the country into crazy people over Trump, I fucking hate that guy. That guy affected my father, and he affected my life with my brother
Jimmy
and my
Kimmel and-
father. he's one of him and Stephen Colbert and all these other people who used to be really funny comedians, in my opinion.
Your dad watches Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah.
My dad watches Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, and CNN. CNN.
Our dad's
20.
Yeah.
like CNN is on in my dad's house 22 hours out of the day. The other 2 hours are filled with Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert.
But
And
Jimmy
they're
Kimmel
so
knew
not
what
funny. And they're so not funny. And Stephen Colbert was fucking funny on Strangers with Candy. And then he just turned into this fucking weirdo now. Like he's just
Strangers with Candy, Exit 57. He used to be a really parts. Both of them were parts of very funny comedy troupes. Well, Jimmy Kimmel was the Man Show, but they took the paycheck. It's exactly what it is. Because I hear people talk about how like there's two sides of him. Like Jay Leno, I used to think was a piece of shit, and then I heard all these stories and I started watching more about him, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy has a different personality. And I know that Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel are they have a different personality, but I think when you start getting those corporate checks and you start getting used to that lifestyle, I think for some people it's just hard to fucking be honest with
about money, bro.
And you say what they tell you to say. Even local news people, they have to say what they are told to say. Like
brought to you by Pfizer. Exactly. And that's why I hate him the most, because my dad watched that shit throughout the last 3 to 4 years and bought into it. And I hate that. Like whether or not he believes it, he's still selling it to a large. It's the same reason people hate Alex Jones. He is selling a version of that to a specific audience, but Jimmy Kimmel happens to be on a much larger spectrum and reaches a much larger audience. And I fucking can't stand him.
And he's like a younger, likable guy. So then all these people think they want to act condescending and shitty like he does. It's just.
And
like,
he does. And he wants to put hat in hand when he starts going after people for jokes or personality quirks or whatever. But then people start coming at him like, what about this thing you did on the Man Show where you did blackface as Karl Malone? Oh, that was different time. It was different. You're like, no, there's plenty. It's like Justin Trudeau. How many fucking pictures of you in blackface do I need to see before your people fucking rise up and take you down, for fuck's sake? Like, I don't get the world I live in where people want to bitch about shit that they don't like, but don't want to do anything about it. I'm sorry.
Or they'll cancel.
Eric Jackson, what up?
Well,
this is what happens.
Hey, Eric. I know you're on a roll, Doug. You're on a roll. Hey, Rebel.
All right. Oh, Eric from Rebel.
Eric?
Oh, see the two Erics in the chat.
There's a lot of people watching right now.
Rebel with a Cause podcast. That's a dope name. Sorry, Jess.
We've had him on the Sunday stream a couple of times. He's cool as hell.
Shut up, Adam.
I did when Eric Rebel with a Cause, Eric, when he had his like anniversary show, I did it with him like the whole fucking time, and I was dressed as a nun again, and I was drinking heavily.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Eric. Eric's so sweet. Everyone go subscribe to Rebel with a Cause and Eric Jackman and Jackman Radio. Eric, what's your guys' other one? What?
I'll tell you what, as the producer of the Golden Shower Sunday stream, since I've taken over, Eric was one of the more enjoyable people for me to be in the background listening to, and like he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I highly recommend everybody go give Eric a follow.
And Eric does live stand up every now and then. Oh, the Four Horsemen, yes, with him and Reed and Ryan Dawson and I think someone else.
I don't remember. I don't remember who it is.
I guess it's a good one though, and I love Reed. Reed's great too. So yeah, everyone.
Reed Coverdale. Reed Coverdale.
Yeah,
I know him.
Hey, Alice. Alice, can you put the Veruca Salt blue light on real quick? I think a lot of people miss that, and I just like I had flashbacks of like her eating the blueberry candy when you did that.
Hey guys, what do you need? Do you go and see out there? No.
Hi, Scarlett.
Hi, Scar.
Good, nice, Eric.
Hi, Scar.
Scarlett looks like she's getting ready to go to chorus practice.
Choral practice. Such a pretty sweater dress she got. So pretty.
Yes. She looks like she should be standing in black church singing hymnals.
She looks really pretty. Hang on.
All right, y'all. Sorry.
You heading out, X?
There we go.
I'm gonna peace out.
Hex,
love you,
I love you, man. Good to see you as always.
Everyone, don't.
Good night, Hex. I'll see you Saturday.
You have an invite Saturday, both of you guys, to our New Year's Eve live stream if you guys want to jump
What are
on.
you gonna say, Hex?
Sorry,
I
Hex.
don't remember. Don't burn the place down while I'm gone.
I'll try not. We'll try.
Night, Hex. Love you. Love you,
too.
brother.
Love you too, sister, and Doug and Paul and Kenny.
Love you, bro.
Love you too,
Hey,
man.
Hex, love you.
Have a good night, brother.
Have a good one.
God, you're Alice. Leave it right there. Jesus, your back.
Yes,
You look
Veruca
amazing
saw.
right now. That looks so
It
badass
is.
right now.
It is super Christmassy and
She like
badass.
doing gum.
All we
She
need
always
is-
chewed the gum, right, Veruca?
Trying to figure
Yeah.
out how to.
Veruca Salt. Well, no, Veruca Salt was the one that wanted the golden goose. You're thinking of Violet Beauregard.
Oh, Violet
Beauregard was the
Beauregard.
one that ate
You're
the
Violet
blueberry
Beauregard.
cake
That's who she is, right?
And
Kenny.
what we need is a flute right now, and the Oompa Loompas to take you to the juicing room.
Kenny, you should have not turned the camera off because you could have joined the ranks of Hotep Jesus as the only other person who's eaten on stream here.
I've eaten cookies and stuff.
I
eaten
ate.
popcorn.
I just ate lasagna on here a little bit ago.
You're muted, brother. Kenny,
I
you're
didn't even
muted,
notice
brother.
that.
Kenny, you're muted.
I can.
You didn't
speaking of
notice?
Hotep- Speaking of Hotep Jesus, I can also play the alto saxophone. So I
My
wish
neighbor.
I
Look at
did
her.
that.
Nice. That's awesome.
Have
I
you
think
played it
Kenny
all
was-
your
Kenny-
life, like since elementary school?
Yeah, since middle school.
Are you
I dig
into
this
like
house.
jazz music? Like, do you listen to music
No.
that has sax recreationally? No. Okay.
No,
What about ska
I
music?
did-
He likes Kenny G.
I like Kenny G. Kenny G did a track with Kanye West on Jesus is King. That's fucking dope. It's really dope. That's all. Sorry. I love sax. Saxophone's such a beautiful instrument.
Oh, I thought you said sex. I was like, what? No, you don't.
I was like, where do we?
No, he doesn't.
Saxophone.
Gotcha. I'm with you.
You
We're
pervert.
the
You
same
play
place
that?
now.
There's like
You
a
dirty
couple
turkeys.
different kinds of saxes, and they're like a baritone sax, and then like the
Baritone,
regular
baritone.
Also, and fuck, what's the other one called?
Tenor. No, not tenor.
Tenor. Yeah, that's like a fucking. That's like
The
a
regular
clarinet,
one.
that's like a
Oh.
no. The alto
Uh.
is the regular one. The baritone's a big one. The tenor is like a clarinet. It's like a big clarinet. But
I like the baritone.
All
ones where
members
it's
of the
like-
Woodwind family.
Yes, they all use a reed, right?
I actually was learning how to play the sax in 9th grade, and it lasted an entire
And
year. But I
Doug
Saxophone.
ruined playing instruments for me. That's
Yep.
the story of
Yeah,
everything
'cause
in
my-
our lives go.
my parents paid a fortune to rent the saxophone, and I didn't learn shit, and then I gave up after a year.
So
But I
Paul
do
didn't get to
remember
play
it.
an instrument.
I can teach.
It
you.
also helps if you have somebody who's willing to teach you. I didn't really have a great teacher. I had a guy who was half in the bag most of the time.
Well, that's any teacher in the UP, so it's gonna happen.
half in the bag. What does that mean?
drunk.
Means he was half drunk most of the time he was giving me lessons.
I figured like when you said as soon
That's
as you said
better
you
than
drunk,
like
yeah.
him molesting you, at least.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were gonna say.
Because that happens a lot, which is so terrible. Ugh.
I've had other situations.
Everybody fucking has. It seems like I hear stories
Can
all
we-
the fucking time.
Because we're talking about this. What's up with this like rash of like hot fucking teachers banging their fucking students?
Just attention, you know.
It's
and
been like that for a
control.
while.
Remakers.
And it's
Yeah,
happened
case
a
of
lot,
women-
but
like
men
that
don't.
in the fucking
and
late '90s, Kenny, when it should
boys
have
don't
happened.
come forward as much. It did happen as much, but boys don't come forward
Yeah.
as much because it affects
know
boys
why?
differently. It just does. You know, it's
Yeah.
terrible. It's terrible then too. But like my best friend, his fucking female babysitter was like doing shit with him when they were like 9, and her brother too, her blood brother, she was doing shit to him too. You know, but it didn't mess him up like it could have.
It was a dream.
You know, like. He's like, I just learned how to fucking lick pussy really good. Like,
I saw my first naked girl when I was in 5th grade, and it was with another buddy of mine, oddly enough, behind the house where Paul lives right now. And it was a local girl in the area who I'll never forget it. It was my first sexual kind of experience where she brought me and this other boy out to the back of the woods where we were living. And she said, all right, there's 2 options. You can either play with my pussy or I could suck your dick. And I had no idea what either meant.
How much
I was
older
like
than
in
you was
5th
she?
grade. if I was in 4th or 5th grade, she was in 9th or 10th grade, maybe 8th. And the other kid knew what was going on, and he's like, "Absolutely, I'll play with your pussy." And I'm just like, I guess I'll touch your boobs. Like I had no idea. I had no frame of reference.
You weren't there mentally yet to like do sexual stuff. Anyways,
I was fascinated by it. Don't get me wrong, but
you learned to like it.
And you'll get there one day, Doug. Having sex with a woman, you'll get there.
I had great sex when I was 21 to 24. I had amazing sex, and ever since then, it's been meh. I'm good.
No, you got to have you have to be in the right place. Like that's how I feel. Like I know when it's going to be good sex, and I only do it if I'm going to have good sex anymore. Like I'm not going to be not there. Know what I mean?
Fair enough. I just
avoided
all.
I wish I could be a woman for one day just to know what you mean.
I wish I knew what it was like.
I was gonna ask her, Jess, if it's not too much, what does good sex mean for a woman?
Well, you have to be turned on. You have to be, first of all, turned on by this person. Your body reacts to this person. And like, that's how you get to that point. Like some girls can just lay there and not be turned. Like we all know, like a lot of women just fucking lay there and they're not turned on or anything. So like
fuck corpses.
But like you do want to be that. You want that physical reaction. And however you get there, with some people it is just purely physical. Other people, they need something out, it needs to be deeper, whatever. But like when you feel that, and then they start having sex, and then you're just like your pussy gets like loose and open. Like I don't know how to describe it, but like it's just your body gives to them. Like your body just gives to them. I don't know.
Where it starts talking to you and queefing at you.
Not only that, but just like super wet. It like breathes. Like the pussy just breathes. It's like
it's like it like opens up.
Yeah,
it's
the body knows. The body knows.
I was like, why am I here?
You know exactly why you're here. Get your family out.
It's so funny how often these streams just always come back to sex. Like I guarantee we could scan through this tomorrow. It would be.
Oh, I'll never listen to this again. I never listen to the Hump Day streams ever again. Ever. I don't want to be reminded of how stupid I sounded. I don't know.
You usually just talk about sex a lot.
I do? Me?
Yeah.
Okay, let me talk about video games. You want to talk about Horizon Forbidden West? I can play that endlessly. I'll change it up.
I don't care. Just talking about sex.
We talk about it real talk ways though. We talk about it like
because if it makes you happy,
and we talk about
I'm just trying to make people laugh.
And a lot of people need to talk about it in a different way.
No, but what Jess was saying was important. Like there are some men who just don't know. And there's some women who just don't know.
And then there are some people who know the other person isn't totally into it, but they still do it because they're, you know what I mean? And like, I can't be turned on if I know that person's not turned on. Like when I've been with other women where it's, if they're not super turned on and I can tell, then never had that problem with a man.
If a woman is stiff and dry, you're not doing it right. You got to fix something.
It may not be you're not doing it right. It's just not, the chemistry is not there.
That's the big thing with women. Women are emotionally and sort of like, I would say spiritually attracted. So if you're hitting those two things, you could be a fat, ugly, bum ass motherfucker with a small dick. But if you're hitting those two things, spiritual and what the fuck did I say?
Just
spiritual,
like mental,
what else?
Kind of
mental,
like
whatever the fuck I said. I forgot what I said. Then
chemistry,
you can make
when
it
your
happen.
body reacts.
Yeah.
Like my body reacts to people, and that's like why I am how I am. Because I'm like, if there's someone I react to, I want to check that shit out. It doesn't have to be anything bigger than that, but like when my body reacts, it's like, holy shit, that's something I want to feel. Because it's like you experience another person too, which I love. Like you get to experience another person in this way that's like so magic and like, you know what I mean? Like.
See, women, when it comes to women, like good sex impacts women a lot more. Whereas good men, like good sex for us it's really cool, but it's just like it's not for women. If really, really good sex for women just impacts them on a level that we can't.
Oh yeah, we are different. Like
It's
people
different, yeah.
People always
the
want to say,
level.
"Oh, no women can disconnect." I'm like, yeah, some women can, but yeah, I understand. It does like I understand. Like it's just different. You know what I mean? Like
I
No,
get
but
what
women-
both of you.
you get what?
No, I
I
was
was
gonna say, I get. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
No,
You already went.
I was gonna say I get what both of you are saying, because the time I was talking about having really good sex between 22 and 26, I was in love with the person I was having sex with, and it was comparative to all of the random sex I'd had prior and leading up past that. There's something to be said about somebody who is in tune with you while you're both sharing the same experience and looking in your eyes and letting you know that you're hitting the right spots and that you're doing the same for them. Like there is something to be said for that. And there's also something to be said about like the women I've had random sex with, where like Jess is saying, where they just sit there. Like
Yeah,
I've literally fucked corpses. I fuck girls who just lay there like a corpse and don't show any emotion, don't moan.
But you
It's
could still
bizarre.
get hard doing that. Like you could
Kenny,
still.
go, brother.
I do, but I feel awkward.
for
Like I
men-
feel like I have to
Hey,
finish
Kenny,
out of
Doug,
necessity.
Kenny's had his hand raised for 5 minutes. Go, Kenny.
I'm sorry. I was.
What I was
answering
gonna
Jess.
say is that
Apology.
for me, I'm the opposite because
Fucking
like
ball.
with women, like I'm more like animalistic. Not animalistic. How do you say it? Like I just want to like pop, pop, pop. I just want to go like fucking ham. Like I don't want to like I just want to
Pound
fucking go like. But there are a lot of
Well, I
women
like
who
that.
really like
I like that too.
there
when
are
it's
women.
there.
There are a lot of women who really like just being like fuck the shit out of.
Hell
like,
yeah,
like
pound
you know,
the
like
shit
stuff
out of
like
me.
that. So
That's why I could never be a
that's-
lesbian, because I still need to get pounded no matter what. Like
Yeah,
And
and
strap-on?
a strap on. Yeah, it's just
no,
it's
not
the
it's
same.
strap-ons aren't as good. They're not the same. It's
Okay.
not the same. It's
Okay.
not the same. I need a
So
man.
here's my 2 cents on this conversation. I think
Because
I
that's what we
think I
asked
look
for.
at I think I Oh yeah, Doug, we all want your 2 cents too. So I think I have a different outlook on sex than a lot of people. I'm sure there's people who do agree with me, but like I look at sex as just a human instinct and desire, like eating. Like it's just something that once you get to a certain age, it is a part of your life. Obviously, you don't die after 14 days without sex, but every woman,
You can just physically get turned on, no problem.
yeah. Well, no, every woman who I've ever engaged with sexually has never been the same, and I've never treated 2 women the same.
It's
Like
an experience.
the one thing I've always
It's
thought
an
was
individual
yeah,
experience with each of them.
I always got a kick out of like those player guides. You ever see those guys who made a living on this is how you score with chicks at the bar? I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
the game.
what a great fucking industry you're in, because you're only appealing to the slutty women at the bar who would bang whoever's willing to go home with them, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But
The
like,
pickup artists.
I don't know.
All that shit.
yeah, pickup artists. There you go. Thank you. And I don't know. I think I have a different feeling or
You don't have to
version
play a
of sex.
game, and you don't have to play a game to get to that.
And I'm
point.
pretty
That's
straight up
amazing.
honest. Like when I want to have sex with somebody, it's like there come a point in the night if we're out drinking, and I'd be like, "Hey, I'm feeling pretty good tonight, and we're having a good time. You want to bang?" Like I'll outright ask, and you'll be surprised how many women are like, "Yeah, you know what I do? I do. That would be great. Let's do that."
Yeah, and then like those times, then you're like not as, I don't know. You can just separate it because you're just experiencing that person in that way, and like I don't know.
Okay, I know we were joking about Goodwill Hunting, but the scene where he's like, do you want to go get some coffee stuff? I don't know. Why don't we just go eat some fucking caramels? I always thought that was a great scene because we all know what we're trying to do. We all know what the end game of the act of let's go out for coffee is. It's just a mundane task that we're all trying to get through for sex. Everybody wants to have sex, regardless of who you are. You just got to find the people that you want to have it with and you're willing to share that experience. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm drunk.
No,
I dig
that's
sex,
like,
though.
you're exactly
It's awesome.
right.
I take it whenever it comes across my path. No fat chicks.
No, I like it too.
And I'm a fat ass, and I say that, so cool.
What did Randy say here? Out here picking up girls like she's upgrading her combo meal.
Fuck yeah. I have no idea.
No, I always love sex too because it's like a free high. It's free, it's natural, it's good for you. It's like, and if you can experience another human in that way, it's kind of cool to do that, Like, I don't know.
Kamikaze nailed it. Let's go bump peepees.
Yeah.
I had a manager when I worked at Hardee's in high school for 4 years, and I had a manager who was like 38 years old, Spanish, like 6 kids from 4 different women, just a class act. And he taught me a lesson in life that I'll never fucking forget. He said, "You walk up to 10,000 women and just say, 'Hey, you want to fuck?' You might get slapped in the face 9,999 times, but there'll be that one time where she does it. You can't be afraid." And I'll never forget that advice. And you know what? It's worked out pretty solid for me my whole life.
Alice, don't feel like you have to stay if you're bored of our
Uncomfortable.
discussion. I feel bad.
I need to get a new chair next. That's my next goal. This chair sucks.
I want to go back. I want to get a DX racer. I used to have one back in the days, and now I'm sitting on this like old crappy wooden chair that Bandit ate almost through one of the legs.
Is it gonna break too, like the chair at Alice's house?
If it does, it'll be comical. Yeah, but I mean, honestly, when it comes to it, breaking a chair versus getting Alice's mom's ashes split on me, one's funnier than the other.
Yeah, well, the chair was funny just because we knew somebody else broke it and put it back. You know, like that was what's funny about it.
Yeah, they hid the pieces. I was so angry. I'm like, motherfucker.
That's what's funny because I do that shit all the time where I break something and I'm like, oh, I didn't break it actually. So, well, we can stop if everyone's tired.
My God.
I don't know how
That's
everybody's
funny.
feeling. I
I
know,
feel
Paul, you're
great.
not working for a couple days, right?
And I'll tell you what, the last 2 days have been awesome. I've done very fucking minimal. Like, I feel like I'm on vacation now, and I've been on vacation for 5 or 6 days. And it's just
Till
the
the
last 2
second,
days where I'm
right?
like, yeah, till the second.
But you didn't have to plow as much the last 2 days. Night, Eric.
Correct. Well, the first day I didn't have to plow was Christmas, and I didn't have to because we didn't have a storm. And then the day after Christmas was dedicated to Adam and Alan. And I was texting Alice all day. I'm like, and I wasn't trying to get her hopes up, but I'm like, I'm getting this fucking video out before midnight tonight. It will not be 2022 by the time it's done. By the way, links in the description. Go watch Adam and Alice's re-wedding tape.
You did it before even the new year. I'm gonna go take you guys with me to see if it's snowing. You did it in a couple days. Like I would have waited till the last. Well, no, it depends. Sometimes I procrastinate and sometimes I don't.
It's just weird. Like ever since September, just shit. Every time I plan to sit down to do it, something has come up or taken the place, and I've felt like so fucking bad every time. I was like, Alice, I promise I'll get it to you this date, and then I just stopped promising dates. I'm like, I'll get it to you before the new year. I did feel terrible, Alice, just so you know.
Oh my God! Don't feel bad
it's like
at
a
all.
gift. That's your re-wedding gift. For that.
Yeah, I know. It would have just been nice if she got it, like at the end of September or beginning of October when it was fresh and nice and new.
Don't feel that way. You're doing all this shit for free for us. Like, don't feel that way ever.
That doesn't mean I don't have a conscience.
I mean,
do it
if
because
you
I love
gotta,
you guys.
if you gotta set the timeline up for you. What word am I looking for? I'm so fucked up. Like when you have to hit a deadline. A deadline. Sorry, am I not making sense now?
Oh, I got you. Was it snowing?
Yeah, it's snowing still. It's beautiful out.
You took us with us. You didn't even show us.
Well, I tried to. Did you not see it? Here,
I wasn't paying attention.
It's not snowing like it snows in the UP in Wisconsin right now, but it's definitely. I'm at 7,000 feet above sea level, so it was kind of warm. It's not sticking so much.
Yeah, Daniel, I get it. I'm with you, brother.
Who's leaving? Mike. Bye, Michael. Yeah, you guys should have St. Michael on. He's cool. I talked to him on a video chat once for a minute.
St. Michael DM'd me on Twitter. I haven't opened it up yet, but he was about coming on Sibling Revelry, which I would love to have him on.
We've got a lot of like new guests lined in the works for lined up after the new year. I know Doug's been talking to a lot of people, right, Doug?
Yep. Dr. Penetropolis, Canadian's going to be coming on. I'm trying to get King Tech
clicking?
on.
Am I clicking?
There's the pro wrestler.
Did you guys
no,
hear that?
That sounded like some Chiefs. That sounded like some Chiefs getting clapped. That's what it sounded like.
It did.
Hey, Doug.
Trying to get King Tech on. He's a pro wrestler. Paul said Tom Green. I doubt Tom Green will ever come on, but that'd be really cool to get him on. But yeah, we're trying to get some people on from Twitter, and there's St. Michael
Trying to
for
get
sure.
King Tech on.
I would love to get. I'm going to extend an invite to him. I love King Tech. Yeah, there's a lot of people on Twitter that I want to get on, and we're hoping to do that in the New Year's. I know we're doing a New Year's Eve stream Saturday, and I know John is going to be coming on. He said he was coming on, so we're going to have him at least. I'm hoping some of you guys will come on. But yeah.
We got to get Kenny on one Saturday.
Fuck yeah, we do.
Well, New Year's Hex will be here, which we just figured out today that he would be here. So
can he sit in the rocking chair behind you? And that would be awesome to do the whole show with him sitting in the rocking chair by the Christmas tree and you sitting right where you're at. That would look dope. Your camera looks so good right now. It would look really cool to have a real tall Hex sitting in a rocking chair in front of a Christmas tree.
Yeah, Phobes.
Like Jiminy Cricket.
We'll have Phobes on sometime.
I'm excited to eat food on New Year's Eve.
Right. Oh, New Year's Eve. Me too. I'm excited to do a lot of substances and get crazy and have it pointed out to me.
I'm not going to do that.
You're welcome, Robert.
But I'll stay up till midnight.
I will too.
Yeah. I won't be like partying that hard. But you party pretty hard, Doug.
All I do is drink beer and have vape pens. What are you talking about? What are you guys talking about? I party hard. I just don't know how to handle my shit. That's all.
I party way hard and I handle it very well.
Yeah, but you're a girl. Girls handle things better than guys.
Well, or just
Not
functioning
always.
addiction.
You got a hoo-ha. You bleed. You have responsibilities.
That's true. Well, men bleed too now and have periods, so
but only inside.
What is going on with this fucking crazy world we live in?
Like, why would you want to cosplay having a period? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I watched a video of a dude like with a heat pad on his stomach, like, oh my god, these periods are so worse. And I was instantly likened back to the South Park episode from like 10 years ago where Cartman wanted to have a period. And I'm like, oh god, South Park is so fucking ahead of their time. Like
it wasn't a
come
heat
on.
pad. They're legitimately developing tech now that simulates period cramps for transgender people.
Why would you want that?
Who the
Why
fuck
would you
knows?
want that?
Well, the one guy in that one video with the heat pad was just like acting. Like, it's like, what the fuck? Like,
do you know what I found out this week? I found out that there are strap-on dildos for trans couples that simulate fake orgasms. There's a fluid cartridge you put into them, and it will simulate an orgasm for you. This is the world I live in.
transhuman shit.
Teach their own, but that just sounds so weird.
Yeah. And I agree with you, Doug. Teach their own. I don't want to stop anybody from doing anything they don't want to do. I don't care. But like, why would you why? Like why? Just explain it to me. I want to understand.
The plastic
surgery. Are you really gonna go?
Like, why do you want to put your body through that?
Are you gonna go the full Monty? Are you gonna get cartridges for your strap-on that smell like bleach when it comes out? Is it gonna smell authentic, like real cum? Is it gonna smell real?
I did a podcast in Steamboat with Robbie, and we talked about bleach cum in it. That's really everyone go follow Steamboat Comedy, by the way.
I work with a girl who thinks I'm weird for saying that, but I'm like, I've never.
It's a thing. It's a thing. It's bleachy.
Yes, I agree. People tell me
I drink a lot of bleach in my life, so I consider myself a connoisseur.
I know what it smells like.
I'm the best bleach sommelier in the world.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'm a semen. Okay.
Clorox has a fresh fragrance.
Miss Chokes on Dick, we gotta talk about semen sommelier. Okay. PC principal.
Mr. Cartman, Eric.
Is this the longest Wednesday stream we've ever had?
Yeah, it's really going a long time. We can stop it soon, but can I say something really quick on my stream?
Not at all.
I think it's Deborah So. She does a lot of trans stuff, but she said pretty soon there'll be more detransition than transition. And I'm like, you know what's funny is I know more girls getting their boobs out than getting boobs in nowadays because a lot of these girls are having autoimmune shit from fake tits and shit. So I'm like, of course there's plastic surgery regret. Like that's a normal fucking thing even in your own gender for big boobs and shit. So of course like there's going to be all this like it's. Why do people want to do extra medical shit when you don't have to do medical shit? Like the whole goal is to not need medical shit.
And just
People
because you
buy
sparked
into
something
shit.
in my head, like I've always been an advocate, like for years and years, of women of not getting breast enhancements and breast reduction, but more so breast enhancements. Like, be happy with what God gave you. And if you don't believe in God, with what nature, with whatever you fucking believe in, even if it's nothingness, like you're perfect just the way you are. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. Just find a way to be happy without having to slice your body up.
Yeah,
You hear that, Hillary Clinton? You're perfect just the way you are.
Like I don't judge anyone for doing it, but you watch
And
these
if
watch
you-
shows, and
If
they
you
like,
disagree, she'll suicide you.
yeah,
I love her. I love her. She's my favorite
people
human
go
being.
too fucking far. Like, and I like fake boobs; they look fine on some people, whatever. But it's like you're putting it's extra medical shit. It's extra like why? And then like half the girls I know who've done it, well, half of them are swingers and married already, so whatever. But like all the other half of girls were younger, trying to get a man with bigger boobs, and I'm like, I got the fucking best setup in the world, and I have literally no boobs. So boobs ain't the issue. Go ahead.
I disagree with Kamikaze. He says natural boobs are the best. I disagree. Like fake
They
titties,
are.
like they're big, they look better, and they're firm. Like they squish between your fingers.
No.
See what
They're all
let me
different,
finish.
though.
Hey, let me
No.
finish.
They all
Let me
different.
finish.
You're a communist,
Let
Kenny.
me finish. Let me finish. Real titties, even if they're firm, and I felt nice firm, they squish between your fingers more. They squish more. Whereas
That's
real
awesome.
titties, they squish. Whereas fake titties, real titties are. They squish more. Like they go more.
They are
like this
different.
way.
They're all
They're
different.
different.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I love fake titties, but I don't know if I've ever sucked on fake titties. I don't know the taste.
I have.
I
I've
don't.
titty
I don't
fucked
know
them.
the taste. How is
I
the
sucked
taste
on them.
though?
I don't hate fake titties, but like if you ask
I
me if
do.
there was
I
a
love
preference Paul has, I prefer natural. That's me, and I get to each their own on
Okay.
that. I'm just saying,
Based off of what?
Feel,
personal
touch,
life, lived
taste, look,
experience.
hard on.
It's just
I've
not
been
a
with
fake
girls-
thing. It's not like a fake, like someone with too much makeup on or something. Like it's just not
Like a bag of sand.
There's something about a real breast that genuinely ignites an excitement in me that only harkens back to like puberty and being a teenager. Whereas the women I've been with who've had implants, I literally feel no excitement or joy from touching a fake hard implant. I never have found one I liked. There's not one that's done anything for me.
I will say this, and no disrespect, but you've also sucked dick, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, not really, because you haven't, so you have no point of reference in this conversation, Kenny.
Yeah.
Hey, last thing I'm gonna say. I say this often. I know Force Mommy, Alice, Doug have heard me say this. Kenny, I don't know if you heard me say this. I am a boob guy, and I always have to caveat that with saying that doesn't mean I just like big boobs. I like boobs of all shapes. Variety is the spice of life. That is just what it is. Like, I like small breasts. I like big breasts. It's my favorite food group, if I'm being quite honest. And I don't know. I think women are just beautiful the way they are. If you think you need fake breasts to live a happy life, fucking God bless. I'm not going to argue with you. And if you ever let me see them, I'll be super appreciative. And
amen.
But I like if I have a preference, my preference is natural. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not going to turn it.
Yeah, I'm not going to turn anyone like, and it looks, some people make their bodies look really fucking like aesthetically really good with the fake, but then other people it makes them look bad, or they look like shit. They look like,
it look weird.
Or I'd have like a lot of these really skinny women. You could see the ripples in the bags with some of the like older ones and shit.
And
like,
there are some
Can I ask
women
a question
who
to the guys. If you had the option to get a fake dick, would you do it?
No, I'm happy with what God gave me. I've got a pretty decent
Yeah,
dick.
and if I was you, I would be too.
Yeah.
And if I was you, Kenny, I'd be happy too.
Yeah,
I'm the one who got
Kenny.
fucked in this conversation. But I wouldn't want a fake dick, and I have a small dick, and I'm cool with that.
Here's the thing
Because I
about
found
fake
out to be
breasts, though.
happy.
There are some women who can pull it up. For me personally, I think it never felt right. Look, it can look right, but the problem is a lot of women who get them for, and I'm assuming confidence purposes or business purposes. If you're a stripper, you're in the business. And the problem is some women, not that it's a bad thing, have small nipples. And when you get implants, it doesn't look right. It doesn't match up. It doesn't look natural. And that's where the disconnect is for me with a natural breast. You see a saggy bro. Oh God, there's nothing better than a big old drooper. I love a good
Do you
woman
wanna
with
know
a
a
set of.
Really?
statistic?
Oh, hold on. You like the Natural Geographics?
Oh, I do, man. I like Michigan State
do?
troopers.
Oh my
Yep.
I
God.
Oh
appreciate
man,
all.
so you like
I like
so you
hangers.
like when you have to go like this? You like that?
Dude.
Poor Alice. She's just dying over there. Don't feel like you have to stay out.
There's nothing. I'm
like-
sorry.
I don't know how we're not turning back, I don't think.
I thought we're finding a way to finish. I'm trying to wrap up a point here.
There's no going back now.
No, you're right, Doug, though. Like, it's not proportionate. The nipple's not, usually the nipple's proportionate with.
And there's some women who have big, my personal favorite, big areolas that just stretch across. And when you get an implant for that,
I like
they
dime
look
sizers.
perfect.
I like dime sizers. I
Thirsty
like half
kisses.
dollars. I like pepperoni. I like it all.
Randy Quaid
Variety
Kingpin.
is the spice of life.
Well, I've told you why I would never. I can come from nipple play, so I would never want to mess that shit up.
Yo,
You know?
I'm so glad you brought that up because that was my next point. That was gonna be my next point. Oh man,
What's your point?
No, that was a great point. Like when Paul said titties over ass, and I think that's one of the things. That's one of the things
I like
you
a good
can
ass.
do more with titties. Like you
Yeah,
can
you
do
can-
like I just love I like the
It's
way they feel.
erotic. It's erotic. Like
I agree with you, Kenny.
like they feel great in your hands, but I won't say about fake titties, like that they don't feel they just like they're whereas real titties
you know,
are
it's
like,
something fake.
like
Do you guys want to know a statistic?
I'm a
too?
visual learner.
Sure. Yes, Jess.
So this is this kind of goes for anybody who gets plastic surgery, with whatever. Do what you're gonna do. No one's we can stigmatize it a little bit, but do what you're gonna do, right? But more like women who even get breast implants, they'll kill themselves more than women who don't, because there's still like something else going on for some of them where like, and I think this is with all the trans shit and all the plastic surgery shit. You're trying to change something. You're trying to change your physical outside so much that like you're not addressing the real problem. Yeah, you're not like, you know.
Yep.
So
I would agree with that. I'd agree with that.
Absolutely.
Like you watch those bot shows and like there's people who do so much plastic surgery. It's nuts.
It's crazy.
They look bad. They look bad.
And then they need these poor doctors just to like try and make them look normal again. But a lot of them, you know, and there's so much that can go wrong naturally. Like you can get breast cancer and need your boobs out and then want to get it. Like there's just, I don't get how people. Anyway, sorry, go on, Doug.
Has anybody ever seen Behind the Candelabra, the movie on HBO that had Matt Damon and what's his face from who's the Ant-Man, the original Ant-Man? Paul, help me out here.
Paul Rudd.
Not Paul Rudd, the one who played the older Ant-Man, the original Ant-Man. In the movie, there was Paul Rudd, then there was the other guy, Michael Douglas, married to Catherine Zeta-Jones. Sorry. Him and Matt Damon, Behind the Candelabra. It's about Liberace. It's an HBO movie. I highly recommend watching. You want to talk about something that'll make you fucking laugh, watching the amount of plastic surgery that he paid for a lot of the guys he was with, and the ridiculous how they had like these, they almost look like cats, the way the plastic surgeon would lift their eyebrows up and shit. Fuck.
Yeah, they end up looking like cats and lions and shit. Like they just.
It's wild. Dane Cook, have you seen him lately? He had plastic surgery. His face looks wild.
Yeah, he looks weird.
Can we pull that up, Paul?
Bro.
Fuck.
So he's unfunny and weird.
Dane Cook. Google Dane Cook plastic surgery, Paul.
Dane Cook was funny for a minute.
He had a couple great albums.
No.
Retaliation was awesome.
I mean, he wasn't like everyone's cup of tea, but he had something. People
before he started doing movies, when MySpace was a thing, and he started becoming a famous comedian because he was promoting it through MySpace. He was funny. When he started doing movies and bought into Hollywood, that's where it like started to go a little off for me. But his first couple comedy albums are hilarious. He's a good story. Again, like Bert Kreischer, he's not necessarily a great joke writer, but he's a good storyteller. Just tells great stories.
Like as long as you can appreciate people's talent for their shit. That's like when people are like, he's not funny, I hate that comic. And I'm like, maybe you just don't like that style, but like if you can appreciate what the work people put into shit. Yep. Oh God, he does look fucking weird.
His eyes look so strange. He had a lot of Botox.
He went from having a Chad chin to fucking. He looks like Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, like his chin got wider, didn't it?
That's great, Johnny Bravo.
He looks terrible.
comment because I have to
He's
draw my
married
eyebrows
to
on
Hey,
every
by the way,
day.
I look pretty bad right now. I need to get a hair. Like, how come, Jess? I always do
You
your
look
podcast.
good.
Yeah, for
No,
black
I
guy,
don't.
great.
When I get a
I like
when
the
I
beard,
look
brother.
when I get a haircut, when I get a haircut, I look good.
What were you
Like-
gonna say? You
like
always see
you-
my podcast and what?
Whenever I'm on your podcast, I always look bad. Like I always look scruffy. I always
You don't look bad.
I look well. You should see my I look good. Like on my profile picture, I look good there, but I look bad.
Trust
now.
me, sweetie, you look fine.
Kenny,
Oh.
Kenny, can
I'm
you
Please,
not
give me
queer
some
nothing,
Indian?
but I like the beard.
Yeah, Kenny, I like the beard. That's like, but Kenny, can you give me a little Indian accent and a little head
Thank you.
bob?
Can you give me a little
No,
thank you? Come
I will
again?
I will not tell you shit. I will not tell you nothing. I can't do the head. No, like this. This is it.
The head bob.
I will not tell you nothing. I will tell you freaking nothing. Doug, you're a gay as fuck. You have taken many dicks. You have
Well,
taken plenty of dicks. You have
This
taken
is-
more dicks
Fucking
than most
wish.
of the women on. You've taken plenty, too many.
Unlike
And
Gandhi,
Paul, you
Kenny, do
probably
your
have taken
parents,
them
your
too.
parents talk like that, right? Or were they?
Not really. Not in my opinion.
They're
but,
Americanized. They got pretty Americanized.
No, they're not from here. But after finding out that I'm not 100% Indian, now I'm like, ugh.
start talking jive turkey. What part?
Jive
How much are you Indian? You're half Indian, half black.
No, it's something like that. Something, but not that much. But my
Big
dad
Paul.
is definitely Indian. My dad is definitely Indian. But I'm not sure about my mom.
Do you?
But she's from India, right? They're both from India. aren't
No,
they?
no.
Kamikaze, you're going to
Something
hell.
my dad is definitely. My dad is most definitely Indian, but I'm not sure about my mom. But yeah, what can you do?
Well, there's nothing
All
wrong
right,
with
mommy,
being
what do you
Indian.
say we land this plane?
Let's land it. Thanks, everyone. Everyone, do we need to do plugs?
Crash land it.
Everyone.
United
I thought we had a great time. I thought this was.
Oh, this is a, I had a blast tonight.
I love you,
fun.
Kenny. You're welcome anytime.
Kenny's
Kenny,
awesome.
you're one. Kenny, you are one of my favorite people on Twitter.
Follow me back on Twitter, you son of a bitch.
Well, you haven't followed me at all, motherfucker.
I followed you at the beginning of the show,
I
Thugless.
thought he
didn't.
followed
No,
you
didn't,
first.
bitch.
All right,
I went-
let's go through plugs. Kenny, you got to plug anything?
Other than Kenny the Titan, but you already. It's spelled weird.
Links in the
so-
description.
All right.
I
so
literally got a
anybody-
one-button
hold
push
on.
in the description.
Hold on, Doug. What is your thing called?
Douglas is a dope.
It's accurate.
It's literally on the
okay.
screen right in front of you.
Well, motherfucker. Guess what? Like you didn't. Okay, I have you followed now because.
Thanks
yeah.
for everyone who was in the chat and everyone who hung out. I love,
Alice,
I
thank
love
you.
YouTube live
Plugs?
chat.
Everybody,
Can you give it- can you-
if I followed you before last year, just let me know and I'll follow you back. Just let me know because I've been fucking those pussy ass buffoons have got me kicked off. And
He said buffoon.
any of my ops before, fuck you. But I'm back, so you know who you are. So that's it.
Yeah, Kamikaze, it's in the description. FYI. Alice, you want to plug yours?
I'm at Alice always 911.
By the way,
Links-
Alice, I
links in the
followed
description.
you. Listen,
Links in
no.
the description.
I followed Alice and she didn't follow me back. And I know
Oh,
she
You
saw
did.
it.
shit,
I
Alice.
follow you.
No,
Alice,
no,
do you-
didn't.
Typical white woman being afraid of a guy
Alice,
that's
do you want to do
It's fine.
Scissor Me Timbers tomorrow?
I'm just joking. It's fine. It's not big.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a hot cocoa tomorrow.
Okay. So we'll
Alice,
me and
right.
Alice will be on tomorrow. Maybe
Yeah.
someone
Y'all-
else will join us. Who knows?
I'm gonna do hot
Y'all-
cocoa with big marshmallows in it tomorrow.
Get it,
gonna
girl.
Ooh,
Everybody knows
girl.
women like the big marshmallows, you size queen.
be- I do.
Put a little bourbon
I
cream
do.
in there.
I was having coffee with bourbon tonight. Or
So good.
yes, bourbon. This is a good kind. It's pretty
So
good.
good.
All right.
Doug,
Shout
what-
out
Doug-
everybody in the chat. All right. Y'all take it easy. All right. Have a good
Bye,
night.
Kenny. Love
We're
ya.
going, Kenny.
Bye, Kenny.
Nice to meet you.
Doug, do you have anything individual you want to go, or do you want me to just plug everything of ours all at once?
No, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, you can. But again, if you get offended easily, fuck off. But by all means, follow me. But that's the only thing personal I have. I got nothing else.
All right,
Sibling
links
revelry.
for me and Doug are all on our all sibling revelry link tree. Everything's down in the description below. We are going to be doing our New Year's Eve stream on Saturday night. We haven't nailed down the details if we're going to start on our normal time or if we're going to start a little bit later and take it into the New Year's. I'm leaning towards later into the New Year's, but me and Doug will figure it out together. Yeah,
I'll be able to probably hop on
for.
at some point from my phone. I think I'm
Yeah,
going
we're thinking about. We want to do it right now, 9 o'clock. 9
Let's
o'clock till
cement
New
it
Year's.
down. 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, Saturday night till New Year's. You can come and rock with us if you
We
want
are
to.
only live on Rumble and Odyssey. We have abandoned YouTube. It's just our
Fuck 'em.
choice. So just so you guys know, links in the description. Also, the only other thing I want to plug is the Adam and Alice re-wedding tape. Link is at the top of the description below. Please give it a watch. If you enjoy it, please give it a like.
And follow our
It's mucho
locals.
appreciated. And on
Yes.
Rumble, likes
Worth
actually matter. You actually get promoted via likes on Rumble, unlike YouTube where the points are real. The points aren't real and the score's made up.
Hi,
Forest Mommy.
Hockett. You just came at the end. Sorry. What? Forest Mommy, what?
Oh,
my
Hockett
plugs?
Podcast.
It's your show. You plug your shit.
My links are in the description. If you're in Colorado, come out to Libertarian Party on Friday.
Are you hosting that at your place or is that?
No, it's
down?
like it's a whole organized party thing.
Gotcha.
We're doing business beginning and then it'll be a party. So, anyways, thanks everyone for watching and our Hump Day stream, which are doing good. I like our Hump Day streams.
I'm sad that
doing them.
I'm sad that I won't be able to do a whole show with you guys after this week, but I do agree with
I'm
you.
not.
I love doing the Hump Day show. Fuck off! You're such an asshole. You know, you could be nice. It literally takes nothing to be nice. It literally takes no effort to be nice.
All right.
Piece of shit.
I was only fucking with you, Doug. I loved having you the last 2 weeks.
All right. I'm
I
ending
hope
it.
your dogs eat you.
Bye, everybody.
They could. They might. Never
I love
know.
you